Welcome, misfits, to our Skeptic Bible Study iTablet.
Feels like it's been a while. Missed you guys.
I know. Back in the good.
Hi, a couple days off. Back in action.
Back in black. All right. On this episode, Moses gets a new set of tablets, talks about the Sabbath, then demands more stuff from his favorite group of people. So won't you come join us for some fun, Yahweh-style?
I'm already there. We're already there. Let's go. You on mute?
I double tap me again, those damn zombies. I want to thank everyone for joining us out there on the inner tubes. Thank you. And if you're feeling fancy, don't forget to like and subscribe. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Gilbert so he can explain what we're about to read.
Do it to me, Iago.
Some of you may be new to this abomination of a study. These schmucks begin by reading each episode's chapters along with the annotations on the side for funsies. The hosts are a tiny bit special, so don't mind if they butcher or replace everybody's name with something completely horrible or stupid. However, the gibberish that spews forth from their face holes will still be an attempt at reading this book from cover to cover, which I'm sure has tons of wisdom or an insight on whether we can or cannot put things up our butt. If you have time to waste screaming internet memes at random strangers, then join the Discord. Or scream at them personally at your YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch streams. Finally, don't forget to support these idiots doing more lame shenanigans at Amy Newman's Patreon page. All right, schmucks, back to you.
Thanks, Gilbert.
Thanks, Gilbert. That's right. You can find our Patreon page at patreon.com/Amy Newman, which helps us make even more content, including awesome Patreons like K.O. Champ, Oz from the Atheist Round Table. I love that round. Ian Davenport. Dun, 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 dun. And a grumpy old cuss.
Grumpus.
Woo-hoo. And Diana Smith.
Thanks, guys.
Woo-hoo. Thank you so very much. Lastly, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that all button icon so you can get live reminders to see our premieres or join our live streams on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Okay, before we begin, let's see what's on the menu. Before we begin, I'm going to start by going over the specific Bible we'll be reading, along with some helpful category marks. Categories, you say? Why, yes I do. You see, we're going to be reading from the Skeptic's Annotated Bible, an entire King James Bible lovingly fawned over by a skeptic who decided he would add his own notations. These are little flagpoles of sanity put in use to remind us that, hey, maybe slavery is evil, including categories like absurdity, injustice, and cruelty, but also a good amount of intolerance, contradictions, and conflicts with science or history. That doesn't mean it's not packed full of misogyny, false prophecy, and some questionable biblical family values. Now, we won't skip the good parts that the Bible has, only that these passages seem far fewer in number than any priest or pastor seems to suggest. So without further ado, won't you come join the Skeptic crew? Woohoo! And with that, welcome everyone to our Skeptic Bible Study. On the last episode, the Sabbath, a golden calf in the land of honey milk, God told Moses to keep the Sabbath. Yahweh was driven angry by a golden calf and then promised the Israelites a land worth drinking for.
He killed a few people, you know.
Oh,
2,000 people.
What's a few deaths between friends, honestly? Tonight on iTablet, Moses gets a new set of replacement tablets. God lays down the Sabbath law, then lists a bunch of stuff that he wants. So with
Isn't that what he does most of the time?
That seems to be what he kind of does almost all the time.
Lists.
That's like 50%
Likes to make
killing.
lists.
Likes to make lists. And
Well,
so with that,
good.
how
Thank
are
you,
you
Amy.
tonight, James? And are you ready for iTablet version 2?
I'm doing all right. How was your weekend?
It was doing pretty good. Doing a mix between relaxing and home workings. How about yourself?
About the same, yeah. Stuck at work. Bullshit, real life. So yeah, apparently God has Apple Care for his tablets, and I mean, he better get a screen protector on these next 2 tablets in case Moses decides to drop them again, or in case, you know, hey, it's only been like a day since we made that last golden calf. Why don't we make another one? Why not? I mean,
it has been at least 24 hours since a God has spoken to us personally. I'm having doubts.
I mean, I know he killed a bunch of people last time for it, but I mean, that was yesterday.
So yesterday. I don't know why we chose a golden calf. We thought it was a good idea at the time. Sounds like a good idea. Oh.
And of course, you know, God's tablets are going to have water damage, being that he's got to troll everybody, you know, remind everybody about that whole flood thing, and then, you know, drowning Pharaoh's army. He likes to drown people. He really does. It's a lot of fun for him. So, you know, it's his kink.
Though he didn't say drown everyone, or he drowned everyone, and then he specifically said, "I'm not going to drown everyone again." And then he kind of drowned Moses's, not Moses, the Pharaoh's chariots that were chasing Moses, and God was
unnamed
like,
Pharaoh.
You gotta read the terms of service, my man. I said I wasn't going to drown everyone again.
So,
and
yeah. So we just had our broadcast about Daniel, and then, you know, J&E, they were looking at, those are the guys who wrote most of Exodus. They were looking at the guys who forged Daniel, and they said, amateurs. We didn't even pretend we knew who the Pharaoh was. We just put Pharaoh. We didn't even pretend we know. Have no clue who the Pharaoh was, but we know there was one. So
I will say, though, his son had a great name. His name was Pharaoh, but you know, keep it in the family.
And I think the one after that, what was he called? What did they call him?
The third one, the one that actually did the whole Moses' story. His name, it's hard to remember. I think it went like Pharaoh.
I
think it went like Pharaoh.
Right. Okay.
Exactly. Very important guy. They're just kings and stuff. Small dudes.
Yeah, don't worry about the name. You can name like the butler or the, you know, the vagabonds walking the streets, but don't need to name the Pharaoh. Come on.
Don't need. And okay, we are jumping into it. We are almost done the second book of the Bible. We are more than 3/4 of the way. The book of Exodus. We're on chapter 34, replacement tables. And here we go. It's time to see what's on the menu. Right off the bat, it is a giant buffet. Sometimes it starts off slow,
Oh,
but
wow.
right off the bat, we have hilarity. But not only do we have hilarity, but you know the funny thing? We keep on saying it, James, and I keep on trying to point out that the Bible has no contradictions. But it turns out that in this section, there may be just one little contradiction. But not only is there a contradiction, but we get some good old-fashioned family values.
Now back home with the family values.
Back home.
If you're ever wondering how would I legally sell my children into slavery, God has an answer for you.
That's an answer. And it's my good running story, folks, that anytime that someone goes, please, someone, just think of the women and children. Take a moment and just make sure you still have your wallet. And moving along, it's not enough. We're getting into the meat of things with injustice. I'm sure this is going to be a very fair passage. Oh, I'm sure. Because it's not just unfair. He's a little bit sad. He's a little bit mad. It's a little bit of injustice. Or not injustice. Intolerance.
Yeah.
Good old Crossburn. Don't mind me. And then I think this is... I need to get my pillow. I have my silly pillow.
Your My Pillow?
Yes. Do jazz dance for 1 second.
Do. She's always got something coming in the mail for her prop assortment, but this is a new one. Oh, here we go. My Pillow from
I'm
Fox
sorry.
News.
Well, that would be funny. Oh man, that guy has been. I'll do the best joke of all of them that I've been hearing lately. It's that I think this is Jimmy Kimmel, but it was like the My Pillow guy was running a 48-hour marathon to promote his new social platforming, Frank, and as some people pointed out, that he may have, well, let's just say, randomly of all the things that My Pillow guy had, but he had a little bit of a crack addiction. And something that keeps you up for 48 hours. Just putting things out there. That's a Jimmy Kimmel. Okay.
Some people smoke crack. Some people eat paint chips. To each their own.
To each their own. We hope his My Pillow is very firm. We love everybody. And okay, this is a rare one. This is explicit words. This is holy moly, the Bible. Watch your language, Mr. Bibble.
George Carlin found his way into
it appears so, into this section of the Bible.
The machine went back in time.
Exactly. But all that, you would think you'd be filled with all that. That's still not enough. It's good to know that the Bible keeps women in mind. Now, it tells them to be in their place, but hey, in mind somewhere. There.
It doesn't say kill them all. I mean...
Exactly.
They get to live where they're not property. I mean,
exactly. Sort of. That one girl laughed at God, and she probably turned out good. And there was Salt Lady. Salt Lady's probably fine. She'll walk it off or something.
I didn't hear any complaints from her. Did you?
Exactly.
I mean, there you go.
HR department didn't hear nothing back.
She didn't say anything about it. So
exactly. Yeah. And to round us off, we have not only a good helping of violence, but of course, as all of the theists like to tell us about their specific holy text, it's very scientific. We're dealing with science here, people. It's right here.
Conflicts of science or history. So, I mean, I feel like this chapter, like God is writing in his Pope-mobile, and he gets pulled over by an iron chariot. Of course, the only thing he can't escape from. And they're just like, God, we've got a couple infractions for you. In fact, we have a whole bunch of infractions for you on this chapter. We're about to write you a citation,
Gonna
God.
have to write you a ticket. I'm sorry.
I mean, look at all those. Look at all those categories, those
And I have to
markers over
say,
there,
I
God.
almost ran out of breath. Holy moly. And okay, let's see. That's a tall amount of claims, but this seems like an epic passage. We're about to get a whole new set of tablets. Book of Exodus, chapter 34. Let's dig in. And the Lord, Bob, said unto... Where's my Charlie doll? Charlie seems to have moved away. He seems to be hiding underwater. Charlton Heston hath thee 2 tables of... Oh, man. It's our favorite. I always love when they start talking about stone, and I get excited.
Oh, that's Grandpa.
Grandpa!
You got holding Grandpa.
A stone unto the first. I will write upon these tables that the words that were in the first tables, which thou breakest. I thought that was going to say breakfast for a moment. And be ready in the morning. Ah, good. This is a nice hotel. And come up in the morning, up onto Mount... Oh,
Come up in the morning.
Oh, baby. And present thyself, therefore, to me in the... top of the mount. Oh, baby.
On top of the mound?
Oh, yeah. And no man shall come up with thee. Neither let any man be seen throughout all the mount. He's getting very specific.
He's like a 007 spy, you know. Don't let anybody see you. Secret Agent Moses. If you're really good, nice Moses, I'll let you see my back parts again.
All right. Oh, it's a little loud.
Secret Agent Moses.
Secret Agent Moses, go Charlton Heston, and be ready in the morning up on Mount Sinai, and present thyself to the top of the mount, and there shall come up with thee, and neither let any man be seen throughout all the mount, neither let the flocks nor herds feed before that mount. Okay. God said to Moses, because why? Who knows? Make 2 stone tables like the ones that you broke. Yeah, bitch, go make new ones. I'll write the same words that were on the originals. Why can't I just make stone tablets myself? Logistics. Present yourself to me tomorrow, Kinky, morning on the top of Mount Sinai, but keep all other people and animals away from the mountain. Okay.
God's having like a bad hair day. He doesn't want a bunch of people to see him. He doesn't even want the animals to see him.
God doesn't have his face on. I know the feeling, God. It's okay. And he hewed, okay, 2 tables of stone. Huh. Here we go. We're hewing stone here. On to the first, and Charlton Heston rose up early in the morning. Oh, baby. And went up onto Mount Sinai. That's kind of what he said to do. As the Lord, Bob, had commanded him. And took in his hands 2 tables of stone. And the Lord descended into the cloud, even though atheists make fun of it being a cloud sky daddy. But don't use that word. That's not in the Bible, except in this passage. Anyway, and the Lord Bob descended into the cloud and stood with him here and proclaimed the name of the Lord Bob.
But wait, nobody's ever seen God, so how is he standing there with him?
I know.
I think that's probably the contradiction they're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, didn't he say you would like explode or something? I'm metaphorically speaking.
Yeah, you'll die if you see anything except my back parts.
Oh, snap. That seems to happen a lot in this book. Didn't that happen to Moses too? He was so drunk or something. Someone saw someone naked, and they were ashamed. And the Lord...
Was that Noah?
I think that was Noah, yeah. And
Yeah,
the
he got
Lord,
a little
because
drunk and was naked in his
they
tent.
gloss over the fact that Noah was a drunk in the Sunday school version. They kind of like do, whoop, just throw that
Yeah,
alcohol out.
like they glossed over the incest after Sodom and Gomorrah. They like look at God. Look at what a righteous God. He killed all those gay people, and they were terrible people. They deserve to die.
See,
And then,
now
yeah,
I just imagine like a hungover like Noah, and it's just like the angels are like, Noah. He's like, oh, it's like, Noah, you need to go and build the boat and save everyone. He's like, oh, fuck everyone. They're like,
I'm
no,
fucking
you need to
500
be
years old. I'm fucking
six.
500 years old. What the fuck do you want
Yeah, I
from me?
think Jim Jeffries was the one that was like, he's 600 years old, therefore he's this size. He's basically like an inch tall.
That was Ken Hovind who said they were like giants, so they could build the boat with entire trees as logs, so it would have been easy because they were like 13 feet tall.
It's just so silly. The thing is trying to defend the literalist interpretations of the claims are so silly. So what happens is the apologetics really just goes in one of two directions. It's either challenging everything we know about science or just using philosophy to go to this methodology of saying we can't know anything. Those are our two buckets: attacking science or using philosophy to make the cloudy the water.
The Ken Hovind or the liberal Christian approach. One doubles down, the other one just kind of
metaphorical theist and the metaphorical theist. I'll send the bone out. Yes, we don't want a completely broad brush. We'll say the two types of hucksters. We'll add on to that. There. Okay. And so we were moving along. Praise God. Exactly. And the Lord descended in the cloud, and we stood, and the Lord passed by before him and proclaimed, because he has to do that for some reason. Oh, I saw merciful, and I was hoping it was going to be the mercy seat. The Lord Bob. The Lord Bob Odd, merciful and gracious, long-suffering. What? And abundant in goodness and truth. You told us you were a war god. First of all, that's the first time that we've heard him be like, I am goodness and truth in the whole Bible. We finally come to him actually making a claim, because he's made other claims of other attributes. And let's just say I haven't been
a long suffering. I mean, he doesn't really seem to be very long suffering. He seems to just kill people.
Yes, I'm glad he's telling us that he's abundant in goodness and truth. I have such a difficult time wrapping my mind around the claim that theistic morality is objective morality.
That's like the guy, grabbing his wife when she's got two black eyes and a bruise on her cheek, and he's saying, "I love you, baby. I would never do anything to hurt you. Why do you make me do this to you, baby?"
And the funny thing is, he could have killed her, or he could have done something much worse.
Right. Yeah, he held back.
Just held back, just to show his glory.
Why do you make me do this?
Why do you make me hurt you? You should fear me.
If you just did everything I say and followed every single one of my rules perfectly, then I wouldn't have to do anything. But
which is why, the whole fear and merciful and all this. Okay, and merciful and gracious and long suffering and abundant in goodness and truth. He began by hung like a horse, baby. Woo-hoo. He began by introducing himself to Moses, saying, "I am the Lord God, merciful, gracious, long suffering, and abundance in goodness, truth." I'm also very humble.
Take notes on that, Moses. Write all that down. All those attributes. Thank you. Yeah. Make sure you don't forget any of them.
Keeping mercy for thousands, not millions and billions, but definitely thousands. Forgiving iniquity, there's my brain, and transgression and sin. And that will be no means clear the guilty.
visiting antiquity of the fathers upon the children, and upon the children's children, onto the third and to the fourth generation. I always get creeped out when we start talking about passing things on generation to generation.
Right. So therefore God can punish you for things that happened 3 or 4 generations back. He just said so, and he says it's good. And he's merciful, loving, all that. Yeah. Long suffering. Yeah.
I am merciful and forgiving, although I punish children for what their fathers did, even for what their great-grandfathers did 100 years before they were born. Yeah, I don't know why he has to make this. I don't know what this passing sin down. It's like, what a bad contract.
That's like a square circle.
Yeah, it's almost, I'm trying to think if this is Matt Dillahunty, but it's selling someone that they are sick and then selling them the antidote.
Right, yeah, telling them they're sick, and yeah, exactly.
And Charlton Heston made haste and bowed his head towards the earth and worshipped, as you would. And said, "If now I have found grace in the Lord, Bob, let my Lord Bob, I pray thee, go among us, for it is a stiff-necked people, and pardon our iniquity and our sin, and take us for thine hence." Moses bowed down so low that his head touched the ground and said, "Please go with us, for we are a stiff-necked people. Forgive our sins and take us for your inheritance." Okay. And he said, "Behold, I make a covenant." Back to the contracts.
Boy. Another one.
"Before all thy people, I will do Marvel movies, and they will make a ton of money, such as have not been done in all the earth, except for James Cameron, and then us, and back again. Not in any nation, and all the people, among which thou see the work of the Lord, Bob. It is a terrible thing that I will do with thee." That's kind of weird that you said that out loud.
Yeah, that took a shocking left turn at the end there.
Yeah, God, that's the quiet thing. You said the wrong thing. Okay, God said to Moses, "I'll make a covenant with you. I'll do marvels and a terrible thing like no one has ever done before or seen before." Cool, I think. Yay. "Observe that thou which I command thee this day. Behold, I drive out before thee the," am I right? "And the Canaanite, and the Hittites, and the Pensinite, and the next to Hittites, and the Jebusites. You will obey the commands that I give you today, and I will drive out all the people who give on the land where you're going." Oh, I see a pattern for me with this God. They're just people there. They'll deal with it.
We'll give them.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
We'll make a Hittite reservation somewhere else.
I feel like this would never cause a 1,000-year war that would cause political strife for generations and through almost every country cause a political divide. I feel like this is going to go well. This
like
kind
you'd
of
have
mindset.
like different groups vying for the same territory, each saying their God promised it to them.
Once again, God has chosen people. Why does God? We're all made, but it's just like this one group. Yeah, we're a little bit more equal than the other people over there.
It's covenant, more seed than the stars, more sperm than all the stars. So.
Oh, baby, we haven't talked about seed in a while. All right,
we'll get back to it, I'm sure.
We'll get back to it, I'm sure. "Take heed to thyself. Let thou make a covenant with inhabitants of the land whither thou goest, lest it be a snare in the midst of thee. But ye shall destroy their altars, break their images, and cut down their," I thought that said gloves, "the grooves. Destroy their altars,
Groves.
images, and groves." Okay. "For thou shalt worship no other God." I'm kind of a little jelly. "For the Lord..."
He did to you, Amy. He's trying to troll you.
I wasn't setting myself up. I swear to you guys, I was not even. The Bible does this to me. Does it to itself. For thou shalt worship no other God. Look, okay, the Lord.
No other God.
Kind of like my name is Jealous, and I'm kind of a jealous God. I know other gods you came before were like kind of getting over that, and I'm kind of work on myself, but I'm kind of having a moment with this whole like universe creation thing. So if you could just work with me.
And I can't flood the place again. I already told him no for that. Yeah. Hi, Jealous.
Hi, Jealous.
Hi, Jealous.
Lest thou make a covenant, please stop making covenants. Oh yeah, and don't worship any other god. Don't worship any other god.
Don't make a covenant don't work with these people. Just kill them.
Just kill them. Yeah, where did peacemaking come into this? I feel like
they can leave or they can die. No deals, no negotiation. No Hittite
You know what's funny about that, James, is we actually have a deal to make with the local populace. The deal kind of goes like, you could give us all of your land or your stuff, or we could rebrand it with just, we could just come in, redecorate a little, put red over here, red over there, and eventually we'll have the drapes the way we like it.
But don't worry, after we kill you guys, we'll cut off your foreskins because God loves them. Can't get enough of them.
Gotta get that schmizzle drizzle. Do. All right. Moving along. What a amazing chapter. I see just fun words that just pop up.
I can see
right
why.
into my head and into my Pornhub category.
I can see why there's so many category markers for this.
I know this, but I was skeptical, as I am, James, of many things, but I say this chapter is living up to its promises. Here we go. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's getting worse.
This God, apparently. Okay. Less than. Oh wait, no, I need my tool for this one. Hold on, ladies. If I suddenly start growing red hair and just Carrot Top just pops out, so don't mind me. Okay, this is just a fun one. All right. Lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they go a-whoring after their gods, and do sacrifice unto their gods, and one call thee, and thou eat out his sacrifice. I may have changed my words a little bit. So don't make any covenants with them. Don't go whoring after their gods. It literally says don't go whoring after their gods.
But their gods are so cute. They're just so hot. I love their gods. Look at that God. He is so cute.
Now it makes me think that, there's like there's gods out there that have OnlyFans pages. Hi, my name is Odin. I like lightning bolts and long walks on beaches. Okay. And oh God, it keeps on getting better. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. And thou, oh please don't, take of their daughters unto thy sons, and their daughters go a-whoring, as it says in the Bible. That's not even my phrase.
Their daughters go a-whoring.
Daughters go a-whoring. When your daughters go a-whoring, when your sons go a-whoring,
you gotta kill the daughters too.
What you gonna do?
Kill them. You kill them, of course.
Oh, ending the sexy time. It's got to be sex or violence. One's always got to win out with the Bible. And thou take their daughters unto thy sons, and their daughters go a-whoring after their gods.
As
and
they
make
do,
thy sons go a-whoring after their gods.
Don't baby, my gods are better. They're better than this jealous God.
And they don't. And it's so weird. Once again, there's no hell yet. So
Not yet,
God
no.
is very much like,
You'd think if it was, you would have told somebody about it yet. It's kind of something that you have to mention, but yeah, still a surprise.
well, at this point in the Bible, I feel like God is like taking things into his own hand. He's like, "Hi, I'm the creator of the universe. Nice to meet you. I'm about to kick your ass."
Hi, you haven't gotten on your knees yet. How about I break them for you?
Yeah, that's a nice tribe you have there. It'd be funny if something were to drown them.
Nice planet. Nice planet, yeah.
Nice planet you got there.
Wouldn't be if somebody made it rain 40 days and 40 nights, huh? Who could do something like that?
Exactly. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. You're my chosen people. You'll be good. The Feast of Unleavened. Oh, we're about to get into our next cooking segment.
Oh, don't forget the one above it. Don't skip that one about the.
Thou shall make no fire lords. No.
Yeah.
It's really not that much better. Thou shall make thee no molten gods.
In case I didn't tell you that before the golden calf thing, well, now I'm reiterating: don't make another molten god.
Don't make molten gods. See, now I'm getting like, he's telling me I can't pray to Ragnarok or Ragnaros. If anyone is a World of Warcraft classic, I guess at this point, player. Good boss.
But is he telling you can't pray to Rick Ross?
No, Rick Ross.
You can't pray to Ragnarok or Rick Ross.
Play to Ragnarok and okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome one and all. We're back here. We're cooking with Yahweh. Who knows what's on the table tonight? It looks like, it's a classic here. I have never been a fan of yeast. In fact, I'll frickin' stab your eye out if you make bread that rises, so don't do it.
No yeast, baking soda, anything like that.
Almost lost my godly self there. Anyway, back to cooking. The Feast of Unleavened Bread shall thou keep 7 days. Thou shalt eat unleavened bread. Oh, buddy. As I commanded thee, in the time of the months Abib. For in the month Abib, thou comest cool out from Egypt. So don't make any molten gods and keep the feast of that unleavened bread, baby.
I mean, is that really a feast? It's kind of like a prisoner eating bread and water every day for a week for punishment.
Yeah, I feel
wouldn't
like
really call that a feast.
Yeah, the first day is good. Second day, you're like, okay, I'm full. After the third and the fourth day, I feel like eventually you're going to be like, no, he loves the bread. It's just bread water.
This is a nice feast. Yay. Thank you so much, God. I mean, thank you so much, Jealous.
Yeah, thank you, Jealous. Oh, my God. Literally. All that openeth the matrix is mine. Oh, we're about to get red-pilled. And every firstling, back to D&D, among thy cattle, whether ox or sheep, that is only male specifically for some reason. The first male offspring of every womb belongs to me. That definitely doesn't sound like something a super villain and or the villain of a horror movie would say. So that's always good. But it does say ass. Okay. But the firstling of an ass thou shalt redeem with a lamb chop. And if thou redeem him not, it makes sense. Thou shalt.
This is going bad real quick.
You know what to do, Moses, my boy. Break that neck. Hold that firstborn sons of thy sons, thou shalt redeem, and none shall pour before me empty. 6 days thou shalt work, but on the 7th day thou shalt rest. In earning time, and in harvest thou shalt rest. But your first male ass, who doesn't remember the first male ass? You shall redeem with a lamb. Okay. If you fail to redeem him, you must break his neck. Holy. Okay. You must redeem all your sons. No one shall appear before me empty. Okay. 6 days thou shalt work. Yeah. Once again,
No, back to
this is like
again.
heart-pounding stuff. And once again, or twice again, Moses just sitting here like, oh boy, this is so exciting. No, keep going, God. What is everyone else doing while this is going on? Okay, doesn't matter. Logistics, once again. All right.
Sacrifices, making Aaron Ra's uniforms, his curious girdle and his breastplate.
I know his curious breastplate. Or was it the breastplate of truth? It was the curious girdle.
Breastplate of judgment and the curious
breastplate
girdle.
of judgment. Oh my God. Who doesn't remember when you were a paladin, you got your first breastplate of judgment? All right. 6 days. Once again, here's like a famous line that just, it's like a throwaway sentence or two, and it causes so much
copy and paste it.
Yeah, like, because of this shit, there has to be people around the world who can't turn on the lights on Saturday, who have to like do amazing gymnastics just to won't eat. Forget the consciousness or veganist side, but they can't eat bacon. Like they couldn't even if they wanted to.
Like I've heard they have like elevators that stop on every floor because you can't press a button to tell which. So it just stops on floor 1, stops at 2, stops at 3. Yeah.
And this isn't my point. This is another comedian, but I forget who. But they're basically trying to trick God. Like, it's like, yeah, good job. You found a loophole to still have the thing you didn't want. And yet you somehow think this is appeasing to God. And it's like, just turn on the light switch, God damn it. That's why it's so funny. The Amish
not really work.
Yeah. The Amish seem quaint to us because we're so normalized, but in such a way, it's just so like, come on, my man. God doesn't want you to have electricity. Really? And what annoys me the most about not the Amish themselves, because it's never the people. The people of almost all the religions are sweethearts. Just the ideology and the leaders is just, we flatten history so much. But they do. They've passed 1,800 years of technology, of all modern technology. They just decided to stop using like electricity. And so they just picked a random time period and they're like, now. Yeah. And so they look old to us, but really it's even worse than that. It's just
we're not going to go
random
anywhere past like 1870s or 1880s technology.
But 500 years ago, they would be very sophisticated. And so for most of history, the Amish would be sophisticated. They just look unsophisticated to us because some dude, like it is with every freaking religion, was like, yeah, let's reinterpret this or make up something. I'd have to look into the thing. But they wanted to take it their way, and now we got to do that. It's like, okay, do all this shit just so you can prove how much God loves you. Put the thing on your head.
Yeah. If you're thinking they're in the last days, right? Yeah, the yarmulke.
Yeah, well, I mean, my newest joke is just that I think the submissive power couple has to be, for God, has to be an Orthodox Jewish man and the conservative fundamentalist Muslim woman. They could do that way. They're both equally wearing headgear. That way, at least the man wearing a kippah and she's wearing a hijab. I just don't know why. And it's so funny because there is, if you are in certain segments, the women will wear a cap, but mostly it's for the men. And it's just so weird how it's like in these religions, God was like, no, this one gender needs to do this one thing. It's kind of like my thing. I kind of like it when guys wear caps. I kind of like it when girls have like an accessory. I think it goes with everything better. It's like, okay, that seems a little human. I mean, who am I to judge? You say you're jealous and all, but okie dokie.
But his ways are better than our ways. Come on.
So much better. So much better. And okay, we're moving along.
We're praising God. We're moving
Praising
along.
God.
Praising
Okay,
jealous.
let's get to I couldn't help it. I couldn't tangent about the Sabbath because it just is such a little passage and just so much trouble. Just with like another comedian, I think it was Jim Jeffries. I was probably watching him the other night. It's condemning homosexuality, maybe two times. I don't even think three, but maybe three times at that. And shellfish is actually specifically about a half dozen. And so if you were to just go passage for passage, he definitely wants Red Lobster to be out of business more than he wants gays. And he hates he hates gays. And somehow he hates Red Lobster more. So people just pick and choose. But that's the Old Testament, except for the parts
that I like. Curious Girls.
That's the good parts Testament. Yeah, and Curious Girdles. Okay, we're moving along.
Well, the Messianic Jews flip you off and say, hey, we just keep it all, so screw you.
Keep it all, baby. Oh, God. It's all fine. 6 days thou shalt work, but on the seventh day thou shalt rest.
I feel like I've heard that before.
I know. I was to say, he has to be exactly like me. That's what I did, so you guys have to be like me. In earning time
or die.
In harvest, or die. And in harvest thou shalt rest. Don't work on the seventh day. Thanks, all creator of the universe, all knowing, all powerful creator of the universe. That was really important.
You just cut the weekend in half. Thank you, God.
And thou shalt, I know it took unions and a bunch of other stuff to get that. And thou shalt observe the Feast of Weeks of I'm going to say fist fruits. Of what? Wheat harvest. The feast. The feast, that's what I imagine it's supposed to say. And the feast of ingathering at the year's end. Observe the feast of the weeks of the first fruits and the ingathering. Fantastic. Thrice in the year shall all your men children, thank you, appear before the Lord, Bob, Od, the Od of Israel. 3 times a year, all your men must appear before me. He's particular. Hey, he wants a good show. For I will
cabaret. Chippendales.
Chippendales, baby. For I will cast out. I will say, there was one time in game design school. This was back when I was never really shy, but even back when I was first starting, let's just say, to Butterfly. And a bunch of boys pulled me and another girlfriend of mine aside into their dorm room. And this is a gamer college. This is like a gamer film college. And they were having, I guess the closest way is to say it was a strip off. And they were like, all right, you're the 2 ladies of the geekishness. So time to judge. So interesting times there. Thank you, University of Advancing Technology. Shout out to woohoo. Okay, they're like, that is not the branding we were looking for. Hey, it was a good time. Hey, you want to be friendly to both your LGBT and just your bio girls that just love a good Chippendales out there. That's really who it's for. Okay, who are we going for? All right, thou shalt not offer blood of my sacrifice with leaven. His thing with leaven. Oh my goddess. Neither shall be sacrificed of the feast. Welcome back, everyone. We're back to cooking with Yahweh.
Another recipe from God or jealous.
The recipe. Feast of the Passover be left unto the morning. I kind of like to have my breakfast ready once I wake up. Oh, that too. The first of the first fruits, thy lamb thou shalt bring into the house of the Lord, Bob, thy odd.
Bob Larson.
Bob Larson. Thou shalt not seethe a kid in his mother's milk. I'm not even sure what that statement means. Don't offer the blood of my sacrifice.
It's probably something horrible.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it'll work out. Don't offer the blood of my sacrifices with leaven, and don't have any leftovers from your Passover sacrifice until morning. Okie dokie. Bring your first fruits to my house. I'm just going to let that statement, you could take that in so many different directions. Don't boil a kid in his mother's milk. I mean, I feel like you could have just said this, and you would have been okay. I'm not even sure
In that context,
why.
the kid is a goat, a baby
Oh, a
goat.
goat.
It's not a human. Yeah, they're talking about.
So
Kid
this
is the
really is
term for
cooking
a
rules.
juvenile goat. Yeah, yeah.
We are making cooking rules. Okay,
You can
that
kill the
why?
baby goat, just not boil him in his mother's milk. There you go.
Night cereal.
Have a good
And I want
night.
to thank everyone for joining us out there in the YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch streams. We are Skeptic Bible Studying iTablet, moving through the book of Exodus, chapter 34. And man, the wisdom is just flowing. Absolutely.
It's living up to all those category markers it did.
Yeah. All right. What a feast. And the Lord Bob said unto Charlton Heston, I kind of want a pen pal, so you write thou these words? And after the tenor of these words, I have made a covenant with thee and with Israel. And I'm sure everything will go fine there. And he was there, Israel. And he was there with the Lord Bob. And once again, he has this thing. He has like number games where he really likes 40 days and 40 nights. He did neither eat bread nor drink water. And he wrote upon the tables of the words of the covenant and the 10 Commandments. While
So
Moses
God didn't even bother to feed him up there or water, just.
I know. Nothing.
I guess he's so busy writing all this shit down that he didn't.
I know. Okay, God. Okay.
He can't take it. He can't take a minute to drink or anything.
I know, or a bathroom break. I mean, come on. Once again, could have just poofed, but that'd be cheating, I guess. And the Lord said unto Moses, write these words. Okay. And he was there with the Lord 40 days and 40 nights. He did neither eat bread, because that's kind of been my thing, nor drink water. And he wrote upon the tables of the words of the covenant and the 10 Commandments.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, moving into the last part of this chapter, and this chapter is a doozy, but looks like we just got some hilarity coming up. The shining face of Moses. Got coming up. See what we got coming up here. This is going to be a doozy.
Wanted to make an entrance. That was what I was tempted to do there. That's okay. And okay.
Woohoo.
Woohoo.
So we got just some hilarity
there.
in this one.
I know. Well, I want to read. Did we read the
last
sentence?
the last
I think
one.
it was only half one. And he was there with the Lord 40 days, 40 nights. He did neither eat bread nor drink water. Therefore, he died. Oh, he didn't? How? Oh, it doesn't say? Okay, let's go on. And
I think you would die, after, with no food or water for 40 days, but apparently not.
I feel like you could go a week maybe without water. That'd go fast. Or food, and then I feel like at the end of that week without water, you are gone. You could maybe go through your fat sources a little bit. Not 40 days. I don't think. I feel like it's
after 2 or 3 days without water, you'd probably start to go insane. You wouldn't be able to.
Yes. In fact, yeah, I don't
even function.
That's probably be exactly. You're probably even.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able
40?
to do anything.
All right, and so this one just has a little nibbler. A little nibbler is just being funny. You gotta have a good laugh. It's the Bible. Come
Hey.
on. Exactly.
I mean, God did just serve us up a Whopper, so this is like just a little dessert, a little light dessert, little some He's got for us, planned for us.
Mm-hmm. And okay, the shining face of Moses. And it came to pass, it was a little painful, but he did it. When Charlton Heston came down from Mount Sinai, with 2 tables, look at my tables, of testimony in Moses' hand. Oh, this would make a good
He said,
practical
"Give me
effect.
some water, water, water. I haven't had any water in 40 days."
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm fine.
No. He was more worried about writing what God had to say down. And it came to pass when Charlton Heston came down from Mount Sinai with 2 tables of testimony in Charlton Heston's hands, when he came down from the mount, that Charlton Heston wist not the skin of his face shone, while he talked with him. When Moses came down from Mount Sinai with the 2 tables, the skin of his face shined. Oh, baby, maybe it's
glistening.
Maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe it's just Moses.
Glistening. He's so God has that effect on people. He
does.
So,
he either makes people's heads explode or shine. It's kind of a 50-50.
Yeah, but it's exploding because you're just so overwhelmed with how good he is and wonderful and merciful and loving and how efficient he is at killing people.
Though I will say, it doesn't say he's all good. It just said he was filled with goodness. So I'm still waiting to
Are you filled with goodness?
On good nights, let me tell you. And when we're back to Aaron Ra. Aaron Ra is back.
Yeah,
and when Aaron Ra and all the children of Israel, Shmishmael, saw Charlton Heston, they were like, "Can I get your autograph?" Behold, the skin of his face shone, and they were afraid to come nigh him. And
it's why? It's Aaron Ra. It's not Joshua. Come on, kids. What's going to happen to you guys? Yeah.
I know. I hear the tanning beds. They're so amazing. So amazing.
Tremendous beds. Just like the beds where Abraham offered up Isaac as a sacrifice to me. Huge.
And just as a reminder, because I think I forgot, if you want to see your comment specifically read on screen, help me tagging it out or separate it out by tagging me at Amy Newman. All right, his face is being moisturized once again. Always good.
Some facial cream.
Gotta be balanced. Gotta exfoliate. And when Aaron Ra and all his children saw, they were afraid, and Charlton Heston called out to them, and Aaron Ra and all the rulers of the congregation returned unto him, and Charlton Heston talked with them. Hi, guys.
Got any water?
Yeah, you would think that would come up. But no, okay. And afterward, all the children of Israel Shmishmael came nigh, and he gave them in the commandment all that the Lord Bob had spoken with him in Mount Sinai. But the people came near Moses, and he gave them all the commandments, because that seems to be his thing, that God told him about on Mount Sinai. Why can't God just make them like laws of physics? Like, why does it have to be written down, and then it has to be like us?
It has to be so that you can, you can't punish people for breaking rules if they can't be broken, right?
I know, exactly.
I mean,
How can you?
you got to have things people can break. But if you had like a lot of them, then it would be pretty much everybody would have to break something once in a while. You always have an excuse to kill anybody, right? You got to think like a god.
And it's a precursor, but I see why this God wants, a sacrifice. He always seems to want things. He always wants, I don't know why he likes the smell of burnt blood. I don't know why he seems to be jealous. I just have all these different, let's just say, questions about his qualities that just seem a little ungodly. Who are we? We're just a bunch of two zlubs. But from the zlub perspective,
you're saying you don't think he deserves to be worshipped, even if he was real?
I don't think I'm buying it.
Yeah.
And okay, we're almost done this chapter. He seems a little bit dickish.
Like a dick.
Until Moses had done speaking with them, he put a veil on his face. Oh, wow.
Was he getting married?
All right. Yeah, well, either he's getting married or he's just kind of going through that stage. I understand. But when Charlton Heston went in before the Lord Bob to speak with him, he took the veil off.
Like his shining face, like his face looks so good, he doesn't want them to see it. Yeah.
Yes, Lord.
He just had a facelift, like Ken Hovind's joke. Remember Ken Hovind's joke?
Yeah.
About Elizabeth Taylor with the belly button on the forehead. That's the facelifts, yeah.
And spoke with him on Mount Sinai. Until Moses, Charlton Heston had done speaking with him, he put a veil on his face. But when Moses went in before the Lord to speak with him, took the veil off until he came out. Oh, baby. And he came out. Good for you. Good for you. And spake unto the children of Ishmael that which he was commanded. But Moses took his veil off when he talked to God. That sounds, like I said, now I see where Islam probably got, well, not completely, but the groundwork for caring about what people wear, though, is already here. Like,
oh, yeah.
He was already a fashionista in our last episode where he had to pick like 5 different colors for his tabernacle. And spoiler, more tabernacles are to come.
His uniform, remember his cute little uniforms for Aaron Rod, his sons.
Right before I think Aaron turned on everyone. But we spent all these chapters like decking Aaron Rod.
Yeah, before they make the golden calf. He's got a bell on his bells and rhinestones, like a rhinestone cowboy.
Night, Patrick.
Good night.
Then okay, but when Moses went in on him, baby, before the Lord to speak with him, I said that, and so Israel saw his face. Israel saw the face of Moses, that the skin of Moses' face shone. Oh, baby. And Charlton Heston put the veil upon his face again until he went in to speak with him.
You ever just feel like that? Like you need to veil your face? Just
kind of veil your face. And okay, we have just got done reading the book of Exodus, chapter 34. And okay,
actually, now that we mentioned that, God would probably be a big fan of these mask mandates because he seems to like facial veils. So there you go.
There you go. Biblical, excuse to wear some masks. I don't know why it always has to be the religious people that have to make everything difficult. The super religious people. Once again, sending love to all our lovely liberal and metaphorical theists out there who are on the allies of science. And okay, we are moving along. We're going to be doing 2 chapters tonight because they tend to be longer chapters. So we're going to be doing this chapter, and then at the back end of the show, you could jump on and tell us what you think about all the fun we've just been listening to. all the wisdom. I feel like this is often quoted. Well, I'm sure it's quoted by actually Orthodox Jews, that one very specific passage, but everybody else.
So we have after 35, we'll just have 36, 37. We'll have 5 more chapters for the whole book of Exodus.
We're almost done. The book of Exodus.
Almost done. So I think we'll probably try and wrap that up next Bible study. We'll just.
I think we actually I think have 2 more.
Go hard.
No,
you think 2 more?
Yes.
Are they long ones?
Yes, I think it's going to be 36, 37, 38, and I think 39, 40. I have to
40.
look. I think there's 2 more left, and that'll finish it up. Because there's 3, the next 3 chapters all have to do with a pair we're about to meet in this chapter. So let's give it over. We're reading the book of Exodus
as fast as possible, because Leviticus, God's going to throw some shade in your direction.
Exactly. We are reading the book of Exodus, chapter 35, and we are now on really must-have, important stuff. We are now talking about Sabbath laws. So,
More?
I mean, clearly, so now we're giving specificities. I can't even say it. We're giving specific.
Titties?
Yeah, hit titties, baby. And we're starting out with some fun. Who doesn't love violence? Knife stabby. But not only that. It's not only are we having a good old stabby, but where's my little but it's unjust. We can't just have it being violent. I know. It wouldn't have done it justice.
That's Kill the Octopus. Where is he? Octopussy, like James Bond.
Woohoo! And where is my little octopi? I know it's so sad, but we're going into intolerance. It's okay, little octopus.
Again?
I know. So intolerant, but it's okay. You know why it's okay?
No. Why is it okay?
Because the Bible, James, it never contradicts itself.
Yeah, that's what Ken Hovind said, and that's what Joshua says.
Except in this passage. Right here, it seems to might contradict itself. So we're going to find out.
I mean, I just want to point out, how many times has God, even though he makes a bunch of exceptions and loopholes for it, hey, Iron Charioteer, he's only told people not to kill one time in the 10 Commandments. Now, he does make a lot of loopholes and he tells people, but he did say don't kill, except when he tells you to kill. But how many times has he gone over these Sabbath laws? Like this is at least like half a dozen times where he's reiterated this Sabbath. He's just obsessed with the Sabbath thing and the bread thing, the unleavened bread.
And I don't get why.
Don't kill people. That's like afterthought. But what I really care about, what I really, really, really care about is that you don't do any work on the 7th day and don't eat leavened bread for the Passover. That's it.
God,
don't eat leavened bread.
Should we own slaves? Yeah. Sure. Shut up about the slaves. Sure, whatever. Okay. About you guys working on the 7th day and eating bread that will rise. Whew.
No.
Oh, and you see Bob and Fred over there? Cut it out. And when I mean do this, I mean this. Okay, please, Bob and Fred over there. No.
That's supposed to be unleavened bread going in your mouth, not that.
Yeah, exactly. Excuse me. Unleavened bread, nothing else may come in that mouth of yours. And you can use that any way you want to think about it. Sabbath laws. We're reading the book of Exodus chapter 35. And Charlton Heston gathered all the congregation of the children of Israel together.
They must have been so excited.
Oh my goddess. And said unto them, these are the words Write them down. I'm about to spit some hot fire, which the Lord, Bob, hath commanded, and that ye shall do them. 6
Oh,
days.
yay.
You better.
We're so excited, Moses. What new rules do we have now?
Oh boy, we get to follow more rules.
More rules.
The joke is normally everyone loves lists, and I feel like some people do. I can get behind a good list every once in a while, but I feel like I don't know. I don't want to go any numbers or anything. I feel like at 600, I feel like that's more them than us. You know what I mean? I feel like at 600, I feel
See
like if
why
you got to
you could
write
feel
your
that
own
way.
book. Yeah, I don't know. It's like a book in a book. If you have to write a book in a book about what you need your chosen people to do, I think you might have micromanaging issues. It's just me, but hey, who knows? Let's see.
Yeah.
6 days shall work be done. We got it the first time, but on the 7th day there shall be to you an
Yes.
holy day, a Sabbath of rest to the Lord. Whosoever does work therein shall be put to death. That escalated quickly.
He's taking something that ostensibly sounds like a good thing, like a day off, take a day to rest.
Exactly.
But then clogging it down with so many rules that it's actually like a punishment. It's like this day where you don't do any work, but you can't really do anything either. You just got to sit around and do nothing.
God's like, hey, you know what, Bob, you've been doing so great. What I want you to do, I want you to take the day off. Oh my God. Thanks, God. I really actually wanted to get caught up on my small business. I'm sorry, what? Oh yeah, I actually, I'm going to go home. I'm going to work on my small business. So one day I can be my own CEO. And I'm sorry, you're going to do what? That's cute. No. You know what you should really do? That I'd like it a little bit more. Why don't you take the day off? How about that? I said, I gave you a day off. Why you gotta do this to me, Bob? What do I gotta do this? What did I do to you wrong, Bob?
Your wife, is she doing laundry or is she cleaning the house? No, not today, bitch.
We're resting. We're not using lights. We're sitting here out in the darkness for you, God.
Staring at the wall for God. Twiddling our thumbs. Is twiddling your thumbs work? Are you going to put me to death for moving my thumbs?
I'm wearing a kippah. She's wearing a hijab. What more do you want? We're wearing the clothes.
We're watching the grass grow. Is that work? Work?
Just to be careful, both of us are wearing special underpants. Just in case. We're covering all of our bases.
Watching the grass grow is too much work. You shall be put to death.
Excuse me. Love is when you fear someone, okay? That's how love works.
Love carries a baseball bat in his hand.
You will love me.
It's like God. It's like he doesn't force anybody to love him. I mean, you can choose to love him or not. I mean, if you don't, he will send you to hell, but he won't force you to love him. Hey, so
it's a nice soul you got there. It's a shame if something had happened to it.
I got this oven that I really like. It's God's Easy Bake Oven. And I like to put people's souls in there if they don't want to worship me forever.
Forever and ever. And okay, we are spoiling. Right now, God's just kicking butt, taking names personally for whatever reason. All right. We just escalated. Ye shall. Why? What are you doing? Okay. Ye shall kindle no fire. This is the light. I'm interrupting myself. I can't have
the light.
Once again, it's like just a sentence where it's like, oh, I get it now. Here we are.
So we have to stumble around in the dark, and if it's cold out, you're fucked. You can't light a fire. Freeze to death.
This was oral tradition at one point, and you can't take it out. You can't. The rabbis can't argue with it because a bunch of schmucks wrote it down. All right. Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations upon the Sabbath day. Yeah.
If it's cold, you're screwed.
Yeah. Screw you. Sucks to be you. I'm awesome. Please give me my glory, baby. All right. Yeah. Stuff God wants. And as like everything else we've been reading, but especially, I found Charlie. Charlton Heston. Yay! Like everything else in this chapter, but especially in this chapter, it's going to be packed full of excitement. You can see it in the bunny's eyes that we are having a snooze fest. But
action-packed Ben Stein movie.
But while we're sleeping, every once in a while, we're getting a good chuckle at it. So it's a good mix. It's boring and funny at the same time. Kind of like, oh man, I won't even say it.
Jason Stratham with Ben Stein. Woo-hoo! Keeping the Sabbath.
Keeping the Sabbath.
Watching grass grow.
Take off Saturday, or else this time it's personal. All right.
No intelligence allowed.
Stuff.
Which is a terrible movie.
It's okay. We love our good B movies. Speaking of good B movies, stuff God wants. Because who doesn't have an Amazon wish list? Apparently even God. And Charlton Heston, this guy right here, baby, smack onto all his congregation. And they were like, it's kind of a pandemic. Could you wear your mask again? Of the children of Israel.
Put that veil back on, yeah.
Put the veil back on. Saying, all right, this is the thing which the Lord Bob kind of commanded. And he was saying that, well, take ye from, I lost my skull. I'll just pretend the rock. Take the rock. Take ye from among you an offering unto the Lord, back to killing things. Whosoever is of a willing heart, let him bring it. Bring it. Do you even lift?
Bring it.
And bring it. An offering of the Lord, Bob, gold and silver, and blue and purple
because
and scarlet. I seem to need that. And fine linen and goat's hair and ram skin dyed. Once again, we're back to God being a fashionista. And ram skin dyed red, and badger skin, and badger. Skin. And shoot, it's a shit'em wood. It's a shit'em wood.
More shit'em
and
wood.
Oil. Yes, and if you're eating, once again, I apologize, and that is the Bible's literal text. That's not me this time. And oil for the light, and spices for anointing oil.
Oil for the light, huh? Yeah. Oil for the light. Yeah.
And for the sweet incense, and onyx stones, and stones to be set for the ephod pod, and for the breastplate.
That incense is so sweet. I love that incense.
I love that incense. And it's not a breastplate of judgment, but we got more breastplates. And every wise-hearted man, you shall come and make all that the Lord Bob hath commanded. I mean, hot. Okay. Oil for the light, spices for the anointing oil, and incense, onyx stones and stones for the ephod breastplate. Amazing. Amazing. Oh boy. The tabernacle, his tent, and his little covering right down there. His tacks.
Oh, cute little covering.
Cute little covering. And his boards, his bars, his pillars. Oh my Jesus. Yo, this is
all
about
his accessories.
This is about to become Minecraft. Like, what the hell?
God, this is my accessory kit.
I'm God. As you can see, I have this over here and this over there. And I kind of like that.
I like my tabernacle. I love my tabernacle.
Did you know they made it for me? I told them to, but they did it. It's so cool. Okay.
I told him if he didn't ring the bell, I would kill him, and I'm not lying.
Oh man, I kill people. Anyway, his bars, his pillars, his socket, the ark and the slaves thereof, with the ark and the slaves thereof, with that hot mercy seat and the veil of the covering, the table and his staves and his vessels and his shewbread, the candlestick also for the light, and his furniture and his lamps with the oil for the light, and the incense,
Oil for the
altar,
light.
woohoo,
Only
and
for
his
the light.
staves, only for the light, and the anointing oil, and the sweet incense, and the hanging for the door at the entering in of the tabernacle, the altar of burnt offerings. Once again, we're back to sacrifices, with his brazen grate. Why not? His staves and all his vessels, the laver and his foot, the hangings of the court, his pillars and their court sockets, and the hanging for the door of the court. Wow, this is heart pounding. The pins, gotta collect them all, of the tabernacle, and the pins of the court and their cords, their clothes of service, to do service in the holy place, the holy garments for Aaron Ra, the priest, he's level 60, and the garments, and they're probably so much higher, I got 100 so, and the garments of his sons to minister in the priest's office. What the hell? Just a list? I don't even want to read it. The ark, the staves, mercy seat, veil, blah, blah, blah. Oh my God. A list. Just reading the list. Fantastic. The people bring stuff to God. Once again, we're moving into more exciting chapters. These are the type of words of wisdom, I think, when I'm in dark, when I'm thinking I may not be able to go on. I tell myself, the altar of burnt offering with his brazen grate, his staves and all his vessels, the leather and his foot, the hangings in the court, his pillars and the sockets, and the hanging for the door of the court. And I go, wow. And it just gets me through my day.
Yeah. You know what else you can do? You can go back to Genesis and read all the names of those dukes, the 43 dukes again.
I know.
That will
all
speak
those
to your
dukes.
heart. Yeah, exactly.
And hi, Shane.
Hey, Shane.
And I just want to say, Ilamo. Oh, man. Good. We need some more memins. Meme in action.
Can't
the people
get enough.
bring stuff to God. We're keeping with our sleepy time, but it's not just sleepy. It's that wonderful peanut butter chocolate mix of somehow it's kind of a little funny if you think about it. Maybe don't think about it.
You wake up, you laugh, then you doze back off because. Yeah.
Oh, silly God, you. And okay. And all the congregation, not some of the congregation, not just one or two dudes, and all of the congregation of children of Israel Shmishmael departed from the presence of Charlton Heston. Oh,
all of them?
All of them. Not some of them, you freaking heathen. Not one or two of them, all of them. And they came. Everyone.
All of them?
Everyone.
Wow.
Whose heart stirred him up. Oh, baby. I know. And everyone whom his spirit made willing.
On people, you know.
He has that effect on people. Yeah, sneeze.
Bless you. Oh, Gizmo said bless you.
Thank you, Gizmo, sweetie pie. And okay. And they brought the Lord Bob's offering to the work and of the tabernacle of the congregation, and for all his service, and for the holy garments. He cares a lot more about clothing than I feel like any Christian seems to let on, or I know some of the Orthodox Jews seem to care about it, but most of the Jews and Christians, and they came both, And they came, both men
Again?
and women. Finally,
wow.
at least the women are finally getting something. They're included in this. As many as were willing-hearted, is that what they call it? And brought bracelets, bling bling, and earrings and rings and tablets, apparently, all jewels of gold. And it looked like a decent price, but it was high quality. And every man that offered, that's redundantly redundant. I'm going to read it again. And every man that offered an offering of gold. Look at that.
I see what he's doing there. I see it.
What the hell? Like, Dr. Seuss would have loved that sentence. Oh, did you know that all
depends
jewels
upon
of
what
gold?
the meaning of the word is.
Yeah. Did you know that all tablets and jewels of gold, and every man that offered an offering of gold, he would stoose to moose in his caboose unto the Lord Bob. They came both men and women, cool, and brought bracelets, earrings, rings, tablets, and jewels of gold. And every man gave some gold to God. Why
Yay.
does God need money?
Yay! They gave it to God.
Yay! Woohoo!
Woohoo! Oz!
Oz, we're learning so much wisdom. Apparently, God kind of like has a look, all powerful, all knowing. Just can't handle
Gotta
money.
have accessories. He needs some accessories too.
Look,
You know?
he has his own Amazon wish list. He has a little bit of a problem with the gold coins. If I got it, he needs some sugar followers. I like
There
it.
you go.
He needs some sugar followers.
I mean, maybe he can send them back into slavery so they can steal stuff when he rescues them again. But
and we're not even up to the slavery parts, as if you need a slavery part.
I mean, he's already talked about it a few times, but I'm thinking he's still going to talk about it more, just so people know that he loves it.
And every man of whom was found blue and purple and scarlet and fine linen and goat's hair and red skins of rams and badger skins brought them. Everyone that did offer an offering of silver and brass brought the Lord Bob's offering. And every man with whom was found shittim wood for any work of the service brought it. Everyone had silver, brass, or shittim wood, brought it and gave it to God. Wow, he's, once again, this is how I imagine it. It's just like, oh, no, come on. Bring me the gold.
Bring me that shittim wood.
Oh,
I love that shittim wood.
I like, I like the gold, I like the brass, and that's some nice shittim wood, if you wouldn't mind partaking it over here. And okay.
Praise me. My name is Jealous.
Praise me. I am jealous. You atheist, just reading it literally. You gotta understand the context.
And my name is also Jealous.
James, if you just had the wisdom to understand the 5D chess that God is actually playing, it only seems like he's cruel and unusual to us, schmucks. But
this is like 5D squared chess. This is like 5D, but in the 6th dimension, even.
It all makes sense. Okay. And all the women whose heart stirred them up in the wisdom spun goat's hair.
Okay.
It almost feels weird when they bring women up because it's always just like the guys are doing stuff, and then every once in a while they're like, "We need women to do something."
What are they supposed to be doing? Yeah.
Oh, gotta bring our livestock and everything. And the rulers brought onyx stones and stones to be set for the ephod and for the breastplate of judgment and spice.
Oh, back to
and
that.
Oil.
I might have added in the Bible.
Are the spice girls in the Bible? That's amazing. And oil for light, and for the anointing oil, and for the sweet incense. You already said that, or similar language. The children of Israel Shishmael brought a willing offering. I bet
it was willing.
Did you say they were willing, or did they say they were willing, or did you say they were willing? That's
I think
the
it
question.
means the people were willing. I don't think the animals were willing, but
Unto the Lord Bob, every man and woman whose heart made them willing to bring for all the manners of work, which the Lord Bob had commanded to be made by the hand of none other but Charlton Heston. Oh, it all makes sense. Rulers brought onyx stones for the ephod, and breastplate, and spices, and oils. Every man and woman brought things that they had made for God.
wonderful.
Woo-hoo.
Show and tell for God.
And I think, and okay, so this is the last section that we're going to be reading tonight, and it's actually going to set us up for the next episode, because speaking of schmucks, these two schmucks make up the next 3 chapters. So we are reading in our Skeptic Bible Study in iTablet. We are on the book of Exodus, chapter 35, almost done, the second book of the Bible, and we are finishing out tonight's chapters with Bezelala? Bezelala? Bedazzle. No. I can't believe I even read it wrong the first time. So, bedazzled, and let's see who we got here. Aloe vera. Aloe vera? Bedazzle and aloe vera. Bedazzle and aloe vera, our new best friends. Everyone, please welcome Bedazzle and aloe vera to the stage. Woohoo! Because this chapter is filled with fun. And at the end of this section, I know. And if we have inspired you, which I know these 2 chapters have inspired a ton of wisdom, awe, and insight in your breastplate of judgment, we are going to be sending the link to join our live stream into both YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch chat.
That's
right.
So
check that out and come on, join us. So
get your curious girdles ready.
Yes, get your bi-curious girdles as ready as fast as you can. And
bring that willing sacrifice, because we want it to be willing.
Exactly. Only willing. Unless you're the son of a god, unless that...
Or I guess I'm going to kill you, but still willing, right? I mean,
becomes willing kind of after the fact somehow, or because it's me in like another form. I kind of like sign the consent form over here, so like this version of me can get tortured, but whatever. Once again, spoilers. All right, Bedazzled and aloe vera. And Charlton Heston, this dude right here, said unto the children of Israel Shishmael, you see this? You see this right here? I'm your fucking Lord, okay? Don't let me see you have any other lords, okay? I ain't gonna say this another time, okay?
God, Jack Lord.
Do I gotta drown everybody again? How many times they gotta understand this? Okay.
Jack Lord, the actor. He's an abomination. His name wasn't jealous.
Wasn't jealous. Once again, such a human quality, but somehow it's a holy jealous. He was showing us how good jealousy can be.
It's good jealousy,
good jealousy, exactly. Just like good slavery. It's the good kind. No fat. Okay. And Charlton Heston said unto the children of Israel Shishmael, see, a Lord Bob, called by the name Bedazzled, the son of Uri, the son of Hur, the tribe of It's a Great Song, Judah. Hey, Judah. And he hath Ben-Hur, and he hath filled him, oh baby, with the Spirit of God.
You're filled with the Spirit of God in me?
Hey, baby, whatever you're telling me to get you right, whatever works, get you going. In wisdom, in understanding, and in knowledge, okay? and in all manner of workmanship. God introduced Bezalel to the Israelites, saying, God has called Bezalel and filled him with the Spirit of God in wisdom, understanding, knowledge, and workmanship skills. I like how it just tags on workmanship skills. Very important, but there's 3 abstract concepts, and then also I'd like you to be able to craft things well. Okie dokie. And to devise curious, once again, back to Minecraft, and to devise curious works. Curious. In gold and in silver and in brass and in the cutting.
Somebody's got to make the girdles
of stone. You gotta make those girdles, baby. Cutting a stone to them, and in the carving of wood, to make any manner of cunning work. He will devise curious and cunning works in gold. Okay. And
God
he
comes in gold.
Oh, he does, baby. It's hot. And he hath put his heart that he may, I thought that said touch me, that he may teach both he and Alavera, the son of Ashmachana, of the tribe of Dan. Oh, man.
Love that tribe of Dan.
Love Dan. That hath filled with wisdom of heart to work all manner of work of the engraver and the cunning workman and the embroiderer in blue
and
in purple.
The comer.
Oh, baby. And in scarlet and in fine linen. Do you have any more requests? Okay. And of the weaver, even
He's
of
a simple
them.
kind of God. He doesn't need anything special. It's not.
Even of them to do any of work, and of those that devise cunning work. So Alab will assist Bezalel in devising all manner of cunning works. And what cunning works are those? Well, you'll find out in the next episode, because that's going to take us to our chapter review and into our open mics portion. We have just gotten done reading both the book of Exodus chapter 34 and now 35, which means there's only 5 more chapters, a few more chapters left in the book. And woohoo! So that means we are now moving into the one and the only
Open mic.
Woohoo! And all right, everyone, I'm going to be sending that into the live stream. But James, what do you think? We had new tablets, and then we got Sabbath laws. Are you filled with the holiness, with the wisdom?
I mean, I'm just so glad that we got those regulations for the Sabbath, because, such a small section. There's only so much. You can only communicate the important things, and that's right where God goes to those things that we need to know the most important things in our life, like to make sure that on Saturday we're not doing anything of anything. We are sitting back. We are watching the grass grow. Maybe that's even too much to do. You're not lighting a fire. You're freezing to death. You're not lighting a candle. You're walking into your walls. You're tripping over shit because you can't pick anything up anyway, right?
Yeah. You have to now walk in the dark because the all-powerful creator of the universe told you to.
I did it.
Is not a toxic relationship
so
at
now
all.
You guys have to rest.
Or I'll frickin' kill you. It's not even subtle. Like, I don't understand. Where's the apologetic in this? He said he's going to kill you if you work on this day. Now, the Christians will be like, that's all done. But I don't care. I really don't care which religion it is. Then fine. Just put a Jew in front of me to get them to explain it to me. Okay. Whoever it is, get someone who believes in it to defend it. Yeah.
I mean, they say, oh, that's not the... Okay, well, back then. Why was it a good thing back then?
It was just so... Yeah, exactly. And okay, we're Oz. We have been Skeptic Bible studying on iTablet. We've gotten our 2.0 version, because apparently, we nothing goes right for Yahweh. I do have to say. But how are you, and what are your thoughts about anything we read tonight, or tacos, or anything else?
Oh, got a shark.
Well, I love tacos. I do love tacos. But the Old Testament to me as a whole is just it's a joke to me at this point. But really, I was hoping to get converted tonight because I didn't get converted the other night. So I
remember, the freak, he went hard on you. He was trying to bring you over.
Yeah, it was really, really difficult. It was really, really difficult. So I was hoping to get converted tonight, but no, really more than anything, I just love supporting you guys and what you're doing. And
well, thank you, Ross.
The Bible study thing, I think needs to be more popular because these are the things that help people that have started to question, have skepticism creeping in, where you start to go through the Bible and like, oh, this shit doesn't make sense anymore. I think this is more important than people realize.
It definitely
thank
is.
You
yeah.
so very much, and I think the best thing for me has just been reading it literally. It feels like the words themselves have nowhere to escape, if that makes sense. It's like the words can either defend themselves or they can't. And so when you see something crazy, it's like, not crazy, you know what I mean? Something, let's just say, that jives with our version, what we think is reasonable and rational.
Yeah.
No, but it is crazy. Like we don't want to say that because we most of us want to be respectful, but if we're in a moment on our own, in our living room or a bedroom, and we're reading these things, now it's like, this shit's fucking crazy. Like I actually believe this shit, and I've told Pasta Mike, I don't know how many times at this point, that I believe this shit for so long, but now when I go over and I read it and I study it, I'm like, I can't believe that I actually believed this shit.
Not only believed it, but I mean, there was a time where you might have been ready to die for this shit. You were really, gung-ho about it.
Yeah. Oh, I was getting ready. Shortly before my deconstruction process started, I was getting ready to go to like some of the worst parts of Africa and like put my life on the line.
Really?
Right.
To minister this message. And now I'm like, I cannot believe I was that pardon the expression, but I was that balls deep into it where I didn't give a shit about my life, about my safety. It was all about getting the message out.
Yeah, like that one missionary who went to North Sentinel Island, which is an uncontacted tribe. They're like, they've never made full contact with them, and he went there to try to preach to them, and they have a nasty habit of killing anybody who lands on the island, and he thought he would just show up and God would protect him and he'd convert the tribe, and so he paid some guy to bring him there, and I don't think it worked out for him. But
And Oz, can I ask you, I find that the worse sometimes a specific passage is, the harder and sometimes the extra they choose to reinterpret it into, so something super horrible becomes something super nice. So it's not super horrible that we should fear this God. It's actually super amazing that we should fear him.
Yeah. And even the story I just shared with me, because at that time that I was borderline getting ready to take that trip, and I don't remember. There's something logistically that went wrong. Is the only reason that trip didn't happen. But I had my ex-wife now, but my wife at the time, and my 3 kids. I have 4 now, but at the time I had 3. My mom and dad and everything. And I felt like, and they told me going on, like, this is like, you're going into territory that is very, very dangerous. Like, this isn't something for the meek, you know? And to me, that was like a feather in my cap. Whereas, like, I'm actually going to go do what Jesus said to do. Was, if you want to follow me and do what I do, you will leave your mother, your father, your kids, your spouse, all that. You'll go do that for me. And that was like a feather in my cap. Now if you ask me to do that, I would say, no, you take your ass over there and do that shit.
Yeah. I'll stay here. You go do it.
And it's not that I don't care about those people at all, because I do care about their health and well-being. But as far as going over there for a spiritual purpose, no, I'm not going to go put my life on the line to try to preach something that isn't true. I'll go over there and take food and water and minerals and I would do that, but not in the name of a deity or a god, or trying to convert them into believing what I believe in. That's bullshit.
They're just trying to convert them. They're not trying to really do much else to help the people there. It's just a matter of, help getting them on board.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not in line with that. And I would never put myself or those people in that position again ever in my life.
And it's not. Oh
no, finish.
Oh no, it's not. It's not even the lay people. I find the lay people, like especially with Mormons who go over there, are sweethearts, and they really want to do well. It's who I'm really mad at is the leaders, who aren't really, in my opinion, this isn't every group, but who are more focused on getting converts and less focused on helping the people in their country.
Yeah. Well, it's like, that was the original justification for, or one of them anyway, was for slavery, was that, hey, we're going over there, but hey, it's okay because we're introducing these people to God and we're preaching to them, we're Christianizing them. Because if we just left them in their home to their own devices, they're going to live, they're going to die, and they're going to go to hell. So we're kidnapping them, we're taking them somewhere else and forcing them to work under threat of death, but at least they won't go to hell. Yay!
Yeah. Yay! And to be fair, because I always like to, being the skeptic, I try to play it down the middle. There is there's a Christian organization that I actually still monthly give money to, because it has nothing to do with the faith, it has nothing to do with the belief, but what they do, and they have a very, very solid track record of going into different countries and helping to pull children and teenagers out of situations where they've been trafficked, and sex trafficking, and I still give money to that because they have a proven track record of it not being about, we're trying to convert you or get you to believe in a thing. We just want to rescue you. We want
good.
Yeah, and for the record, I still to this day give money to that organization, and they are faith-based. They are Christian-based, but I also see the track record of them rescuing human beings on a weekly and monthly basis. I have no problem giving dollars to that. I have no problems with that.
And it's like they're Christians who can do good things. They're atheists who can do good. They're
Absolutely.
Atheists
Absolutely.
who do bad things. They're Christians who do bad things. So they're Christians, but they are doing something good. So there's nothing wrong with that. Give them credit where it's due.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the guys I know very well, and he puts his own, and he's got a family, and he puts his own ass and his own safety on the line on a monthly basis to go and make an impact and rescue these children out of those situations. And even though he and I can agree to disagree on belief and faith, I got mad respect for him and what he does with that organization, as far as rescuing and literally going into these brothels and extracting these children and these teenagers out of those situations. Like that, you're literally putting your life on the line.
Yeah, you are.
And I have to give respect to that. I have to.
the people running those, that it's a business, they make money, so you're going down there, you're messing with the criminal element. Yeah,
Yep.
dangerous.
And thank you so very much, Oz. I agree. Now I do agree with you. This is such a smaller scale, but I would say, because I don't think, well, James may be helping people, but the other James, I think James and I are both Patreons to the James of modern day debate.
Yeah,
even though he's a Christian, because we just think that he does good content. When we handle the chat right, when the chat is being good, it's just there
are people on the atheist side who think that he's
especially
more
this chat, which is amazing,
biased towards the Christians, but I don't really think I wouldn't really call him biased. I think he does try to keep it down the middle. He's a little soft. He handles Ken Hovind with kid gloves because Hovind is so sensitive, and he does draw people to the channel, so he does kind of bend over to accommodate him a little bit.
It's a balance.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna blame James for being sensitive with people who are big names, and you want to try and get good content.
He does it for him,
Well, here's the thing, and I think it has to be a good line. You should be nice to them, but then you shouldn't, lick their whats and stuff to try and be nice to them. So
that's the thing. You don't coddle. Like you can be great. You can be gracious, but you don't coddle it. And obviously, we don't have as large of a platform as James does. But even with our debates, that's I try to play it as down the middle as we can. But I refuse to coddle people because they have a bigger name or a bigger drawing or a bigger following. That shouldn't matter, because at the end of the day, it's about the argument.
It also, not that this makes a difference, but if you are a bigger name, you should have learned Well, you should know manners no matter what. But it's just annoying watching someone like Kent try and gish gallop, and then having to, I guess James shouldn't have to, but that's why we have moderators. So
Ken Hovind, he's always in a big hurry. He's always got to go. You can't ask too many questions with him. Time! I gotta go. I love to answer all your questions, but I just ran out of time. Gotta go, guys. My fourth wife is calling. But
and also I want to say we are Skeptic Bible Studying. On our open mic portion, we are talking iTablet. And if you would like to join us, the link is now in chat and pinned.
Did you get to see any of Oz and Randolph on Little Peepee's channel yesterday?
I did. In fact, I saw it long enough to hear my name, but then they didn't really talk about me. So they basically used it to talk about, I think, the rage.
Now I know that John Maddox definitely watches this channel, because he kept throwing. He threw at Randolph. He's like, "Oh, you go on all these wacky streams all the time," and like, okay, John, I get you.
Hey, they're always welcome on here. Not only are they always welcome on here,
he just apparently never says anything.
Any of them, Smokey.
Oh,
John,
he was muting Randolph. He was muting Randolph like Dirty Harry last night. He was going crazy muting Randolph.
Darth, come on the channel. I'll give you your time. You
come
can
on
do
the sheets,
script.
Darth.
How about this? I'll say yes. James will say no. We'll go through your script twice. We'll get you there.
Come on the sheets, Darth.
Woohoo!
Did you have fun on that stream last night, Oz?
That's right. You and Randolph went into the lion's den. I got a little annoyed at what they were saying afterwards, but I'll leave that to you and Randolph.
Well, I'll say, I saw Randolph was in there, and I kind of went in there to support him, because he was literally in the den. It was like 6-on-1 or 7-on-1, whatever it was. And then as soon as I popped in, Maddox was like, "Oh, is this Oz from Tart? And I was like, yes. I didn't know, but I will say I'm very, John Maddox. If you ever listen to this, or if you're listening now, you might be listening now because you seem to be obsessed with everybody. The fact that you listen to as many interviews as you claim to listen of mine, I'm humbled. I'm humbled that you take the time out of your day. You're probably a very, very busy human being.
Between Uber rides?
Yeah. You take the time to do that. And I know you had to raise money on GoFundMe to try to debate Matt Dillahunty, but then he said, no, we're not doing that. But I think that's cool. I think that's cool that you tried to listen to me. That's pretty badass.
Also, a shout out as what's it called? Dab. Shout out to Pasta Mike, as the freak was just saying. And shout out to Normalizing.
What did the freak say about Pasta Mike?
Just going from one great content to some awesome great content.
Speaking of that,
and then you could go and see Tart, and you can go see even triple awesome content. There's so much great atheist content.
That man is trying to blow up our Discord server, and that topic has turned into a dumpster fire, and I don't know at what point we should put it out. I don't know.
Keep on trying to light that fire. And
you didn't start the fire, Amy.
Who didn't start the fire?
God started it.
I was about to say, apparently Yahweh with that whole burning bush thing and all that stuff. We're almost done with the book of Exodus. Yeah. That's crazy.
But don't burn any bushes on the Sabbath. You can't light a fire. You can't even light a candle. You got to walk into walls. You got to freeze to death. I rested after 6 days, so now you bitches got to rest.
I only use Ben Shapiro because he's the only conservative Jew that I know that wears the kippah. But I just want to know, you're telling me you wear clothing for another man? That's all I want to know. Is that what you're telling me? Is that you're wearing a little cap to be kind of cute? Kind of want Yahweh's attention? I don't know. Just very odd. Like males, for some reason.
Look like Pope Francis. He wears that little cap too.
Oh, the little condom on their head.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Ooh, kitty scratch.
As opposed to, the priests carrying other condoms because they're all celibate, right?
So they say.
Yeah. So they say. Yeah. That's a. How was everything this weekend with Tart? How did your turnip go?
Oh man, it was great. We had three or four new content creators on there, and they were all awesome. And Jaded Atheist, not to play favorites or anything, but Jaded Atheist with all the shit that young lady has had to deal with and is going through even currently with her sister and her family. She has the potential to be a dynamite.
That's good. That's a great thing that you do for the community, and like even our channel. Ever since we basically first started, you've been coming on and giving us support. So we always appreciate it. It's
almost like ever since we went on Tart. Now correlation isn't causation, but
Amy's always sending hearts out. She can't help it. She can't help it. She loves everybody. Even the Christians.
What I find, and I swear, I don't know, I wish it could just be 100% me. I think it's the DMT. I'll take the credit, but I think it's sometimes theists are taken back because I find theists, in my opinion, they say it's very easy for them to say God loves you because what they're trying to say is I love you. And that's very hard to say out loud. And so they're kind of saying, they're looking in the back and they're like, hey, that's funny. I love you so much and God loves you. And it's like, I love you too. It's okay. I don't even need a God. My theist brothers and sisters, I love you. It's okay. I'm giving it right back. If you need to tell me that God loves me so I get the message, I'll take it right back at you.
So
And
Gavin, he would just tell you over and over again, God loves you. What's that?
God loves you. Oh, I'm sure. I have to actually be right back for 1 minute, but we are Skeptic Bible studying on the iTablet where Moses just got his 2.0 version of the commandments, and then God was like, by the way, I also want some stuff. The link
God
is in
operating
chat.
system.
Oh, we got a second Oz. You want this man this in? Dun. Okay, and I'm gonna be right back for 1 second, but if you join the stream, the link is in chat, and I'll add you right back in.
So, yeah. I'm not sure if we're coming back tonight, guys. I would like to be able to. It depends on what Amy's got going on. So we got probably 2 Bible studies left to finish up the book of Exodus, but I don't think our next stream is going to be a Bible study. We'll probably do a funner, like well, these are fun, but do a stream about maybe we'll go back and see Dr. Bob, not a doctor, but Pastor Bob, see how he's doing with his exorcisms. You on board for that, Oz? Did you you remember the demons and the alien demons and witchcraft demons exorcism?
You know, anytime we start talking about demons, devils, rebuking spirits, anything like that, I'm naturally attracted to it, I guess I'd say, because my mom, growing up, she was a music minister and did all this, but part of her quote unquote women's ministry was part of it was a deliverance ministry, casting out devils and demons and doing all that. So I'd love to hear about that, because now I'm like, no, actually, most of the shit that I watched and heard growing up is bullshit. So,
I mean, I think it's almost all of it can be explained. It's manifestations of mental illnesses. It's some of them use hypnosis and hypnotic techniques to try and induce these responses from people. That's why, like, if you look, like, what Bob's normal shtick would be is before COVID. Now he does everything online, but you would rent like a convention center. He would get, over 100 people in there, and he would start doing his presentation. You get a number of people that big, you're going to have, by the numbers, some people are going to want to role play with you. They're going to want to, pretend, so to say, to be a demon. And then some people will respond to the hypnosis techniques that he's deploying. And but a lot of people won't. You have to be in that right mindset to be vulnerable to hypnosis. So if you fill enough people in a room, it's almost certain that you will. But you see, sometimes he interacts with people and they're not able to be hypnotized, and they're not willing to role play with him. So he'll just anoint them with some oil and he'll send them on their way, and he'll wait for somebody else more fun to come up to put a show on.
Yeah, it's very similar to on my Facebook page a couple weeks ago. I've been kind of watching a very what's the word I want? Very dogmatic, judgmental, nasty Christian YouTube channel, and I've now jumped on to their open rooms 2 or 3 times, and I've not been treated well, to say the least. But on one of them, there's a gentleman named Chris, and he was supposedly a deliverance minister, if that holds any credence to anybody whatsoever. And when we got down to like epistemic questions and, why do you believe what you believe? He said, Oz, have you not seen the videos? Have you not seen what I'm doing? And I'm like, well, I see videos of people like going into convulsions and shaking, but that could be put on. Like that could be an act. Like they know that they're on they know that there's a camera on them and there's expectations of them performing or acting a certain way, right? So other than that, what kind of evidence or proof would you have that there are actually demons or devils coming out of these people? And his follow-up was, well, I've in real life, I've laid hands on people and prayed for them, and not only did they go into, shaking or convulsing, but they've had either foam and or blood come out of their mouth. And I stopped right there. I was like, whoa, hold on. You're touching people. Whatever that, I wasn't there. I don't know what that looks like. But you're telling me you're touching people. Physical contact. And there's foam and or blood coming out of their mouth. If there is foam and or blood coming out of their mouth, the first thing you should be doing is call an ambulance.
You would think, right? Yeah.
That's the first fucking thing that should happen. Then where are the authorities? Why are people not calling the authorities? Because if that's actually happening to where foam is coming out of people's mouths, and if not that and blood, something that is not normal that we see in day-to-day life is happening. And we need to investigate that. We need to know why when people are in a room with you or they're alongside of you, why they're bleeding and foaming out of the mouth. And he lost his shit. He fucking.
I imagine he would. Yeah, I mean, it's just the thing is that the mind has so much power over the body, and when people really believe in their mind that they're having these experiences, that it's real, and that that this is actually, because they really believe it, their mind can manifest responses in their body because it's kind of, but that does happen. That your body, your mind can cause things to happen in the body.
Yes, and like Hannah said, bless your heart, Amy. Bless your little heart. But yeah, it's those religious experiences, and there's studies that you can just, folks. There's this really, really cool tool that we have in 2021. I don't know if you've heard of it. I don't even know if you've heard of it, but it's called Google. It's called Google.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things you can Google. And one of the things that you can Google is the effects that religious experiences have on the brain and the chemistry in the brain and the chemical pathways in the brain and all that. And guess what? It's in those moments that those religious experiences trigger the same reward center in the brain that drugs, alcohol, sex, partying, they trigger the same reward center. So it's not shocking that a person would feel a certain way, right?
Physical response.
Yeah, and feel the warm and the fuzzies and I feel like I'm on ecstasy, but I've never.
It's real to them. Yeah,
it is real to them, but it's neurologically based. It's not a real thing. Like they didn't take something, and there wasn't something that actually happened that caused that. And I think that's the biggest divide there.
Well, I mean, it's like Peter Popov. I've seen clips of him, and he's one of the biggest fraud preachers out there. But he would do like healings, and he would have like someone who had arthritis or an older person, and when they would come up there with a cane, and he would say, "You're not gonna need that cane no more because and lays hands on him, and then like, let's take that cane away, and let's see you walking around, let's see you move." And they take like 4 or 5 steps. Hallelujah, praise God, you're not going to need that anymore. And then they usher the person off the stage real quick. And then you don't get to hear from them like an hour later, the next day. Are you walking without a cane now? No, it's because that experience that your body floods with hormones called, there's oxytocin and there's endorphins, which make you feel like you are actually are better because of the chemicals that your body is secreting. And so you might be able to take a step or two without pain because of that state that you're in, but when that wears off, it's not a lasting permanent thing.
Yeah, and Peter Popoff, if I remember right, he's the same one that, for the record, was using an earpiece or a headpiece.
Yes.
And he and his wife were communicating to each other.
Yes.
When people checked in. They had him do like welcome cards, like what did you have going on? Yeah, what seat are you sitting in? Where are you at in the crowd? Like that kind of thing, so that they could try to drill down to, okay, where's it at? What is this person dealing with? What is their ailment?
Right.
That thing, and then try to extract a healing, a healing or an experience from that, and that just shows that there's, because he's not the only one. That was just one of the ones that
James Randi just busted him.
Bye,
He got caught.
Ian. Have a good
Bye,
day
Ian.
at work.
Have a good night.
And if I just want to interrupt you guys for 1 second, Sigma,
No, go ahead.
we are on the road to Super Chats. In fact,
we just crossed 400.
Woohoo! That is so crazy.
Yeah.
It's going by fast, and we're having a good
Have you
time.
ever heard of Peter Popoff?
That sounds extremely familiar.
Because Oz was just telling about him. He's one of these preachers, and
the James Randi guys. Yes,
James
yes,
Randi busted
I've seen
him
that. The
with an earpiece with his wife.
The guy with the black hair, the longer black hair.
He's still around out there. He's still.
Yep.
And so Sigma, once we get 1,000,
you can apply.
We're gonna
monetization.
not only that, but I have. I'm gonna start probably soon selling T-shirts and stuff of both our icons.
Or you can link it,
and
directly to.
And we'll have one of James soon, and then we'll have a T-shirt of that Skeptic Bible Study. Our fun academic monkey over there, who I love.
Can you use Gilbert's image for a picture?
A chimpanzee. It should actually be specific. It's a chimpanzee, not a monkey. It's an ape. Sorry, I have to correct myself.
Do get an emoji of Gilbert, and then calling us two schmucks.
Schmucks.
And if y'all, I'm gonna say this: if y'all ain't telling your friends and your people and your family to come and subscribe to this channel, shame. No, I hate that. I hate when people say shame on you, because I don't want to shame anybody.
Shame.
What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you thinking? Like, tell them. Like, come subscribe. Like,
come
listen.
subscribe.
There's
and then go see Tart.
There's shit here for everybody. There's good shit here for everybody. Tell all your peoples to come and just hit the subscribe button and help Amy and help James, help the channel to do what they do.
And it always goes without saying, you, to coin from our president, you ain't an atheist unless you're a Tart subscriber.
I appreciate that, but this is not about Tart right now. This
I know. But you should also be a Tart subscriber, because you guys do a lot of great stuff on there. So, but yes, we also do lots of good stuff here.
Brand new one. Give me one.
You got something new to show?
Oh, keep talking for a second. I just got a new book delivered. I ordered it months ago, but I couldn't actually get it because it was pre-released or pre-whatever.
Oh, is Donald Trump's book out already?
Well, yeah. No, just Warren Hall.
Did you guys hear what book is coming out like June 1st?
I did not. That would be Dr. Josh's book, right?
10 Commandments.
Yeah, it's officially titled The Atheist Handbook to the Old Testament.
Ooh.
But Oz, that's just the Old Testament. Come on, the Old Testament. The big
That's
J
the first
man was
covenant.
there.
Yeah, the guy. You know what? You're right. The guy that said, "I did not come to abolish the law, but to fulfill the law, and not change one iota, not one pin stroke, not one no shit." Yeah, that.
You
But
can't just take his words and take it literally. Come on now.
The same J dude that said we already talked about earlier, like you'll leave your mother and your father and your wife and your kid, like that guy. That he's that selfish. That guy.
The one who said if you don't hate your mother and your father and your kids, then you aren't worthy of me. And he said the Prince of Peace who said sell your cloak and buy a sword.
Yeah, we have an issue. We have an issue there.
Whose father is the war god. Said he's a god of war. Yeah, but he's really a nice guy.
The one that fucked it up so many times that he had to recreate himself. Like he could not do it. Like he himself could not come down and sacrifice himself. He had to make like a part of himself and then call his son and sacrifice him as a human sacrifice to like shed blood, and not just shed blood, but be beat to a pulp. Get it, Amy? A pulp. And then say,
he had to get his ass kicked really bad.
And this is a good thing. Like, this is a good thing. And he's going to be the propitiation of your sins. Guess what?
Right. How else are serial killers and child rapists going to get to heaven, Oz? Come on.
Yeah, and that's why it makes it all immoral. That's why the fact that somebody else has to stand accountable for what the fuck I do and say, that's immoral, number one. Number two, the fact that somebody that can rape, molest, assault, and kill human beings in their last breath, their last waking breath, say, I believe in God.
God, I'm really sorry. Forgive me. Okay. Sounds good.
See, and they'll say, but Oz, did they mean it? And it's like, yeah, but did they murdered someone and all the other bad stuff?
That's what I'm saying. That's where I draw the line. It's like, no, that's such fucking bullshit.
Yeah, like remember BTK, the killer, when he was getting sentenced to life in prison, he's giving a little sermon. He's talking about God and how he hopes to go to heaven, and he thinks God will forgive him, and because he was president of his church congregation, he was a devout Lutheran, so he's probably sitting in his prison cell right now praying. I mean, what else would he be doing?
Praying,
dreaming about killing people.
Is that with an A or an E?
I don't know. Pray, yeah. Dreaming about killing people, maybe. I don't know, but yeah, it's and the guy who murdered his family in Colorado a couple years back. Then when they finally went to they keep him in a Wisconsin prison for his own safety, but when they went up to talk to him, he's talking about that he's really loving the church thing there, and he loves going down, and he's getting into the Bible, and and then for Father's Day, he wrote somebody a letter and says, "Hey, I'm still a dad because my kids, even though I killed my whole family, they're up in heaven, so I'm still a father." Like, no.
Oh my God, fucking damn it! No, that's not how this shit works. And you know what? I'm gonna keep my cool. But this is so. Go ahead, Amy.
Well, were you about to say a point? I don't want to interrupt.
Well, I want you to go, but I'll just say really quick. The mom that was like last year or 2 years ago was like, I drowned my babies in a goddamn fucking bathtub because I felt like that was the right fucking thing to do because God would have had me have done that or asked me to do that. Right. So don't tell me. Don't even try to tell me or influence me or try to cause me to believe that this shit does not make bad shit happen.
No,
it
it
happens more often than not. Let's not discuss it.
It's at least a couple times a year that it hits the mainstream media that a parent will murder their children, and when police get them, and a lot of times they'll call the police right now. Yeah, I just killed my kids.
And if I could say it, the reason why it's so nefarious is because of one of the quote unquote good benefits, which I drill so hard on, which is the alleviation of the fear of death. And so once that alleviation goes by the wayside, you may not do anything bad, but whether it's an abortion clinic or other terrible things, once you
if you kill your
get out up there.
Yeah. But I mean, if you kill your kids, right, they're not really gone. They're just up in heaven with God. So, it's not really the end of the world, right?
And I was about to do that, Oz. You were going to make your point.
No, you go, Amy. It's your channel. You go.
I'm off to off topic on topic, just because I have just finished reading. Is her name Anika Harris? It's Sam Harris's wife. Sam Harris's wife wrote a book. She's also into neuroscience. The book was good for 90% of it. She kind of went into like panpsychism at the end, but like 90% of it, she was just trying to explain. I think it's called Mystery. And then this is brand new. I have not even read it, but this is called 1,000 Minds by Jeff Hawkins, who's a computer scientist. And I believe he is offering some sort of theory of naturalistic intelligence. And so that aligns perfectly with what I'm into. I haven't even dug into it yet, but I had to pre-order it. I ordered it like a year ago, and then I forgot about it, and it just came. Also, that's what she said. But I think got published in March or woohoo! So go check out that.
Absolutely.
And I'm sorry.
What were you gonna say, Oz?
I don't remember now. My ADHD.
Well,
that's this one.
If you come back to it, But actually, Ken Hovind, he's pointed out on multiple occasions that he believes that he saved Jeffrey Dahmer's soul because I guess somebody told him his material, his VHS tapes, because it was the 90s, somehow got to the prison up in Wisconsin, and Jeffrey Dahmer saw it, and then he came to Jesus, or he came on Jesus, or whatever, but I guess he's up in heaven too now, so you can get you can go see him when you go up there, because hey, we're all sinners, right? I mean,
another thing that they reinterpret, once again, sometimes the uglier it is, the more beautifully they try and interpret it. Don't you get it? We're all sinners. No, just because saying the word all doesn't make it better.
But Amy,
don't you get
have
it?
you ever
We're
stolen a paperclip from work?
I know.
Have you ever stolen a paperclip from work?
When I look back at that statement now, because I was even taught to say that we're all sinners and all sins are equal. When I look back at that now, I'm like, no, that doesn't stand up in a court of law. If I savagely murder somebody, that does not stand equal to somebody that shoplifted yesterday.
It's right? It's not the same as jaywalking or speeding, Yeah,
it's all sins are not equal. If we're going to hold it to that, to with that measuring stick, and right. the fact that we have Christian leaders that want to, and what my observation is the ones that preach that the most are the ones that over time have come out having really fucked up shit in their personal life that they've been cheating on their spouse. I don't have any issues at all with a homosexual lifestyle, but they did. They preached against it. They came and they were absolutely and violently almost against it, right? And then it comes to the reality, or it's exposed that they had homosexual relationships.
Yeah.
They get
Bad
exposed.
for everybody else. It's okay for them.
Yeah, it get exposed. It's like, okay, so the reason you were spouting all that off was you wanted everybody to understand that if I do get caught up, if I do get exposed, if I do get found out, that my shit that I'm doing is just as equal to you saying a cuss word yesterday, right? It's just as equal as to that you spent a Friday night out drinking,
or
right?
You looked at those women's cleavage. You liked what you saw. You disgusting person.
Yeah. And is that a nipple?
That is a breast. Yeah. Yeah.
So just
You
like I
like
have like
boobies,
the
Oz.
anatomical heart, it's so silly. Just like the anatomical heart, there's an anatomical correct nipple blushy. Yeah.
Well, isn't that don't that just scream love? Praise Jesus.
Praise Jesus. Let the heathenists spread over you.
I feel like that's a hip hop song. Hearts and nipples. Hearts and nipples.
Sending out those hearts and nipples. And okay, we'll go back into open conversation in a second.
Do we have somebody else?
We do. Jim Majors. We are Skeptic Bible Studying on iTablet. How are you, and what are your thoughts about anything we've read or been talking about tonight?
Hey. I just heard a little bit about some hypocrisy, possibly some compensation, but other than that, I'm pretty new to this particular conversation. What are we talking about?
We did our Bible study. We read a couple Bible chapters about God telling people a whole bunch of stuff He doesn't want them to do, and then
So
our second commandments, our second set of commandments.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, so like 40 of the 66 books. Is that like?
I'm not sure. What of the which one of the books?
Which one?
Was it a Mosaic Law or?
Well,
Yeah, we're just getting through with Exodus. We're the last 4 chapters, I think, to wrap up.
Well, that's good. So you guys should already know how to treat your slaves.
Yeah, and how to sell your kids into slavery. Go ahead, Oz.
Right, but only if it's necessary. Because remember, if you sell your kids into slavery, they get to keep them forever.
Right. And Jim, I don't know if you can move yourself closer or the mic closer to yourself. I can barely hear you.
Is this a little buttery smoother for you? Is this good?
Oh my!
Oh, I love butter. I love butter.
Actually, let me see if my. Oh, you know what? I have the wrong thingy-madoohitchy selected, I think.
We love doing chitchies.
Okay, here you go. You ready for this? Ready?
Yeah, get it buttery.
All right, how's that? You like that?
Oh, there's buttery.
Oh,
buddy.
wow, that's Jim.
Sorry about that. I was connected to my shoebox before.
We surpassed buttery and went to lavender.
You made Amy go get her curious girdle.
Nice. Yeah, I can't use this mic too often just because I keep sliding off my chair.
It happens.
Yeah. Or in this case, never mind.
It happens to everybody. Praise God. Isn't God good? He is so great.
He really is. He gives us these weird feelings at 14 that we're not supposed to have.
Ooh, bad.
Yeah, he's like, don't look at that woman, even though I made boobies really nice.
Amen.
I mean, you want to look, but don't, because I'll have to kill you.
Like, why weren't we created to only have these sexual desires after we're married?
And God could have made it so that once you're married, you won't desire anybody else aside from your spouse. But yeah.
Well, what if he made us where we're all fraternal twins and we're all born with our spouse?
Oh God.
It'd be like the Garden of Eden where there was incest all around. Yay!
It's like,
God
oh, my
loves
side hurts.
incest.
Who's this bitch?
God loves incest. He can't get enough of it.
Good old Wincest.
That's what the camel said.
Woohoo! And hi, Atheist Junior.
Hey,
and
Atheist.
Hey, and I think it was in the last stream, Amy, when we were covering the debate. I think Atheist Junior was trying to ask me a question. I think I
did want to ask you a
dropped out
question.
for
That's
it.
Yes.
true.
Yeah,
Did
so
you
I
jump on
owe
here?
you one. If you want to ask a question, I'll answer.
Yes, in fact, feel free to tag me in chat and we'll bring it up, or feel free to join us because the link is in chat. But
I prefer
I
hide and
see
seek,
here.
but
I do too.
tag's
And
kind of
now,
lame.
ever since I got object permanency, I've been amazed. And congratulations! Woohoo!
Oh, congratulations, Atheist Junior.
That means you're a professional podcaster. That's the only difference. We're going $5, no bucks. That's the difference right there.
Bang bang boom.
Was it? It's not Ken Hovind, is it? He didn't, he didn't become a
It's
patron.
his fourth wife. I think that's who it is.
I don't even have a Patreon yet. Is that something I'm supposed to have?
Oh yes, yeah. Set up a Patreon. It's great. I'm putting that money. I have all ideas. I have basically
People will give me money like for a camera and stuff.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
Holy shit! I thought that was just like something like just Mr. Beast did. Like I didn't think that was like something that real people did.
Real. Oh, trust me. Real.
Even Little PP has a Patreon.
And actually, I'm early. I had a migraine early in the morning, and I went to sleep at like 6, thinking it was just gonna be a little nap, and I woke up at 1, like completely reinvigorated.
Hey, we need to have more naps. This country needs siestas. That's what I am voting for. That.
James
And-
keeps doing that shit on purpose.
Well, what's that?
James keeps doing that shit on purpose.
Yeah,
What did I
think
do
so.
now, Oz?
Yeah,
Are you talking?
I think James likes to passive aggressively just like stir the shit pot a little bit.
Can't help it.
Dun, dun,
Bringing
dun.
up Mr. PP.
Oh, Little PP. We love him though. We love him.
I don't have love for him. I don't hate him, but I don't have love for him.
Amy loves him.
I love everybody. Come on, John. Come on the channel and well, I would say tell us why, but we know why you believe. Or actually, I think some of the people are now disputing that. Well, defend that. But we
He was just
really
going
want to
off
know
on,
why.
I promise you that you will be treated just like any other person, but however, your beliefs will be torn apart.
I have mixed reviews with John. Sometimes he's actually really sweet to me. Like it's almost like he wants to really pronoun me. He like has made jokes. Like it's really weird. Like
He's got a pronoun for you.
I forget I'm transgender, and he's made jokes. Now this is I'd rather people be an ally instead of an ends, but he's made jokes that have been like, "Hey, with this crazy woman over here." So I guess I'm like, "You call me crazy, but you call me a crazy woman. I'll take it."
Clearly putting the emphasis on the wrong spot. It's,
yeah, so
whoa,
I'll
man.
take it. See, once again, I'm being playful. I'll take it. But then every once in a while, John has treated me like all the other atheists. And when I went on his channel, he does the whole, all right, so we're going to be talking. What do you think of a code? Well, I think, so you don't, and we're done with this.
I had zero issues. I had zero issues until was it last night or the night before, whenever that happened, when he live, and I love that I screen grabbed it and put it on Twitter and Facebook and everything. That
was gratifying.
That he minimized religious trauma and what it does to people and the effect that it can have on people, and me included.
Yes.
Because it took me almost 2 years of going to an actual therapist to redirect the pathways in my brain to get away from hell and the effects that had on me.
It's just like any other type of abuse. Just because you're removed from the immediate abuse does not mean that you're removed from the effects of the abuse.
Right. And I loved that he did that, and I got to screen grab that. Then minutes later, he's like, "Oh no, this Oz guy, don't let him fool you. Don't let him fool you. He has an intellect. Oh,
he's I saw that. Smarter. That was great.
He's way smarter than you."
Just real quick, somebody in the live chat said that they're sure that Jesus died a virgin. I just want to correct them and say that actually it's a mistranslation. He actually died as a young woman of childbearing age.
Yeah.
Training Jesus.
I want to get that would be so funny. I want to preface it. It was actually very fulfilling, and I can't help it. Just like I say to Smokey, I was lurking. I was lurking with John. Don't want to say anything because then I'll start drama. But oh man, drama. They I almost thought they were afraid of Oz. The way so I think someone poo-pooed Oz, and they were like, he needs to go and do his research. And John was like, no, don't you? Oh, the atheists like Oz. Oh, you don't ignore the jersey. He does his research.
No,
but there's just thing about the name Oz though in the atheist community. There's like 5 of them, and 4 out of 5 will fuck your belief system up.
I mean, they're right. They're right. Good for them for learning. Because Oz.
And guess what? The 4 out of the 5, I'm the one that's not. I'm the one.
Come on, I was actually including you in the 4.
Dangerous man.
Okay, well then 3 out of 5 is still not bad.
He needs a warning label on him. Will destroy your beliefs. Will destroy Christianity.
It's like a Mission Impossible self-destruct in 30 seconds.
But it was
Bible will self-destruct.
Oz must keep the bus above 50 miles an hour, or the Bible isn't real.
Oh, I interrupted myself because I'm so sorry. What were you about to say, son Oz? So Oz, finish that statement. And I already brought Atheist Jr. in, so he's in. What were you going to say, Oz?
Okay, I was going to say, he was like, no. What you don't understand is Oz is an intellect. Like, he knows way more than you realize. And I'm like, no, I'm a common sense guy. Like, I was a Christian for 30 plus years. And all of these arguments, like, I don't give a shit about the philosophical arguments. Like, that's all like good when we're talking on YouTube and we sound smart and we sound like we can put all these arguments together. But at the end of the day, can you demonstrate that your God is real? And that's why the ones like he and Darth and Batman and Otangelo and Lino, that's why they hate me. They hate me because I don't do that. What's your claim and what evidence do you have?
Put up or shut up.
Evidence is a triggering word for them. They don't like that word.
And we'll go back to open conversation in a second. But Atheist Jr., we've been having a Skeptic Bible study and just all-around conversation about religion on this episode of iTablet. How are you? And it's from what I think it may be good. And then what are your thoughts tonight?
Oh, hi, Amy. Thanks for having me on again. This show is very fun to be on,
back.
so thank you.
Thank you, Atheist. We'd like to have you on, too.
Yeah. I have my question for Jim. I guess I should just ask it here. I'm doing good, just getting ready, like I said, for my debate. I've been working on, like, slides and stuff, my opening presentation and all that.
Friday, what time is it?
7 p.m.
7 p.m. Eastern?
Oh.
That's awesome.
And I'm 7 Central, so it's 8 Eastern.
8 Eastern?
Yeah.
Up until that point, do not hold in any of your farts. I'm telling you, because they will travel up your spinal column into your brain, and that's where you get shitty thoughts.
See, I need to have my soundboard ready.
Hold on, I'm writing this down. Hold on.
And Atheist Jr. is
writing down like Moses writing God's commandments down. That's how you need to write it.
With God's finger?
With God's And not only is Atheist Jr.
Are you sure this is your finger? I don't see any nail here. It's like, shut up, just keep pulling.
Just keep pulling. It'll come eventually.
Back and forth, back and forth.
So I asked this question to Standing for Truth when I did a live stream the other day, and it stumped him. So I guess I should just ask it to Jim. And my question to him was, if God cursed Eve to have painful childbirth, what would have happened if she would have given birth before that? Would she have not felt pain? Because to me, it doesn't make sense with the size of the head of a human child that she could give birth and not feel pain. So, and he didn't really give me a good answer. So I guess I figured I'd just ask you that question also.
I would say that the presumption probably would have been that God would have created whoever else that they needed. It's kind of like why Adam had to work the ground. You know, it kind of presumes that God would have provided any sort of I don't know, like any sort of farming or agricultural needs that they might have. So they probably just would have thought that they would have just pulled another rib out of Adam or something.
But my question was just about the pain. Like the pain, is the curse for Eve, is that just specifically about her having pain in childbirth, or is there more to it?
I think that it was not just the pain of childbirth, but just childbirth, period.
And being subjugated by Adam. So after that, Adam was the boss.
Right.
She had to listen to him.
Well, one thing I told Standing was that if I had to answer that question, I would say that you could at least say that they wouldn't have had children dying in childbirth in the garden since there was no death. But it was just me kind of like having, a random thought, because I get these about the logic in like the Genesis story sometimes, where I'm just thinking about little details. And
there were some early commentators, who believe that if Adam and Eve hadn't have screwed up, it would just be Adam and Eve to this day,
or that the planet would like overpopulate.
Well, no, that they would remain in the Garden of Eden and that they wouldn't populate. Because I mean, I think that the early view was that Adam and Eve didn't reproduce, or that they wouldn't have reproduced had they not eaten of the forbidden fruit.
Yeah, well, we were talking about that too.
They would die, so there had to be somebody for God to give rules to.
Well, sure. that was my conclusion, because I was talking with Mr. Archaeopteryx, and he was saying we had like two atheists, me and him, and then we had John Maddox and Standing. So it was like two Christians and two atheists. Yeah, but it was actually a good discussion. They just hopped on. I didn't like invite anyone, but
John is always nice to my face, and then when he gets on Twitter, he wants to like puff his chest up, and it's like, dude, quit.
Well, it was pretty funny because I live in San Antonio, and we were talking about overpopulation. And I just mentioned to him that like San Antonio is like the 7th or 8th largest city in the U.S. He was like, no way. No.
He's never been.
Atlanta is way bigger. Like San Antonio is like 15th. And I was like, no, like you're wrong.
Just because you see horse trailers driving through it, don't get it twisted.
So that was pretty funny.
He's an idiot.
Yeah.
But he was so confident when he said it.
Yeah.
I mean, what was the argument being
confidence,
made?
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about if there was no death.
Confidence does not equal truth or accuracy.
I agree.
No, not at all.
We were talking about if there was no death in the garden, would the animal populations or the humans, would they just overpopulate the earth and just fill it up? And Mr. Archaeopteryx was arguing yes, but I said that if they're not dying, or humans and animals, they have huge families. Like if you look back in the Middle Ages, they had huge families because they didn't know how many kids would die in childbirth or get a disease a year or two after they were born. So you had these huge families. But if there was no death, people wouldn't you wouldn't need to have families that are that big. So
Right. Well, it wasn't just that, but it was about preserving the tradition too. And you have all these neighboring cultures that are also having children, and so you have to at least keep up with them or beat them in reproduction, because I mean they know that numbers are essential for their survival.
That's true.
Yeah, and Atheist Junior, I don't know the exact tactic or motive in the debate, but to me, it's like, does any of that matter?
I thought you were talking about the reproducing. I was like, probably like missionary.
Does any of that matter? When it comes down to the garden, like I don't believe there was a garden. When it comes down to the trees, I don't believe there was a tree. As an atheist, I don't believe any of those things are, have any effect on our reality today. So if somebody is arguing that point, I think that's the first thing we attack is how do we know that there was an Adam and an Eve in the garden?
Just real quick, I think that the best way to attack that well, pretty much for anything in the first 5 books, whether it's the flood or the Exodus or creation or the garden, Adam and Eve, whatever it is, there are ancient Near Eastern parallels that are older traditions. That these tropes exist, for a reason to explain something. Like for example, this garden being made and being tended by this person, like a garden of God. That's an ancient Near Eastern thing. The king would have his own garden that he would keep up, that would have 4 different waters coming in from 4 different areas that he would maintain, and he would go to the garden to walk with his God.
Yeah, I would say if you look at like the Western canon of literature and even our culture today, I don't think you can really say that the biblical story, like the Genesis story, while do I think it's true? Hell no. But it certainly had influence on our lives and our culture even today. I don't think you could dispute that. But yeah, as an actual story, I don't think it's true. But I do find it kind of fun to argue with theists over these type of things, because to me, like, he didn't really have a good answer for it, and it's just kind of funny to see them swerve. So I do enjoy talking about this type of thing.
I don't think that is important whether or not meaning can be found in it, because meaning can be found in any text. It's whether or not there is any intended meaning, any intrinsic meaning for you. And if there's not, then if there's no justification to think, Daniel was writing this book just for me, and now and Jeremiah, he's telling me that God knows the plans for me, and that plans to prosper and not to hurt me, and so everything's going to be good now. It's like, no, that wasn't written for you. You don't get to use that.
Amos, he said God's evil.
What's that?
Amos, he said, if there's evil in the city, God did it.
Oh, I think they said there's anus evil God in the city, and I was like, "What? God, which God is that?"
I just got excited when I heard anus.
Yeah,
my personal opinion. My personal opinion, and maybe this is just part of my conversation in the last week or two that I've had with certain theists that will remain unnamed. I don't owe it to you to just give you to be charitable to say, oh no, your God does exist. Now what? Or this book is accurate. So what? And I'm not saying Jim or Atheist Junior were doing that at all. But I've heard other atheists doing that, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to give that kind of foothold. Like I'm not going to be that. I'll be charitable. I'm not going to be that charitable where I'm like, no, I will concede to, this and that. No, you have to, either you or someone has to demonstrate that this God claim or your presuppositional argument, like something has to be grounded. Something has to be demonstrated based on what you're saying for me to proceed in this conversation. And if not, then we're all wasting time.
Yep.
Well, if you are talking with a theist, and I forget who I said or who I heard say this the other day, but they were saying basically, like, they were an atheist, and they were saying like first off, should I even take your ideas seriously? Because, I don't believe the scripture. So in a way, I have to kind of meet you like if we're going to talk like the details of the scripture, and if the theist like it is good to know the order of the events of the Bible, and a lot of the little trivia facts, but with the presuppositionalists, I feel like they want to talk about like making truth claims and all this stuff, but they want to tack on their God before all that and say, no, you can't even make any claims about logic or truth or rationality without first having my God inserted. And it just seems like it's being tacked on unnecessarily.
Right. Well, and it's not just with like morality or presupposition. It's like with everything, they walk into it with the assumption that their God is real.
Yeah.
I also they use phrases that only they use and are for the purpose of baiting. Like you atheists, you just believe something came from nothing.
You're just rejecting God.
Yeah, you just want to.
Well, it's funny that you say that. I forget who was talking about it earlier, but I feel one of the statements of people who are struggling with their faith is everyone's a theist. You can't possibly be an atheist, because those type of statements make me think maybe
you all know.
The cracks there. Yeah.
And at the same time, one of the most cringy things that most atheists say is, well, you're an atheist too about every other God minus one. I think that's cringy as shit.
Yeah.
Okay. On the topic of cringe for a second, can I just say something that I personally find cringy, and maybe we can retire this now because nobody seems to like Richard Dawkins anymore, but I've never been a fan of the flying spaghetti monster. Sorry, Amy.
Oh, really? I do. It was used just to
it had a good
creationism.
Yeah.
It had a good run.
There was like an intended purpose for, it was to show that all gods are silly, so there's no reason to treat one with any more as any more valid than another one, because they're saying, well, no, you can't wear a colander on your head for your driver's license photo, and it's like, well, you have your goofy ass God, why can't I have mine?
And the reason why I think maybe you don't maybe not you, but a lot of people, is because the whole super straight people were trying to say that that's their flying spaghetti monster, but it's a false equivalence.
What is super straight? Like, is that mean you don't have scoliosis?
It's just like you're not going to have sex with trans people. That makes you more straight.
Well, see.
Well, I don't know the future.
Now, hold on. That's complicated. Now, because my trollness is about to kick in.
Do it.
Well, I mean,
don't tempt her now.
It should have been.
You just opened a can of worms.
That debate. No,
just kidding.
The super straight.
Whoa.
She's looking for it. She's going to whip it out.
Woohoo!
Put it away.
I like how she just has a knife close by.
I know.
For the
funny
Bible
thing is honestly, you shouldn't mess around with these things, because. No. Okay.
Batman.
I completely forgot where it's.
Super straight.
Super straight.
Super straight.
So someone just made a video that was like, well, you've been all calling me transphobic, but I'm actually no longer transphobic. You see, I'm super straight. I was about to almost put my voice into him, but I no longer, or I only date biological people. I can't even say how he was saying it, and then it went viral, and it's basically
like a recovering transphobe. Is that what that is?
It's just a transphobe.
There's two types of super straight people: the people who are saying it's a troll. I'm doing it to troll and make a point. And then there's like the other half that are like, no, this is like my new thing. And so like it splits. Now the part where my trolling comes in is I dislike the word super. Like this is going to trigger me from begin with, because I think supernatural is a politically correct word, which they don't like hearing, because they're like, but that's the liberal and I'm like, shut up. Supernatural doesn't mean anything. You just made it. It's natural times 2. It's supernatural. Okay, so super gay. I'm like,
it's even less real.
Super gay. That means, or super straight. That means we can transcend straightness. That means
we can just all like trans. In fact, I'm now super straight.
You know what? I'm a vagina-loving straight man. Like, just in case anybody didn't know that straight already meant I love vaginas.
Yes, yes. And guess what? For everybody that doesn't like that, I'm with Jim. I'm with Jim. I'm a super like vagina guy. Like, but if it's not you, that's cool. That's cool.
But that's called straight.
Right. Well, at the same time, you know, I'm not saying that I would never sleep with a trans person. You know, I mean, I've slept with a lot of people that I know that I probably would never have slept with otherwise. But you know, that hot damn 100 proof gets to you.
And hey, I'm good with it either way. This is the thing that I try and remind everyone is that, like, it's built into being a human. Not everyone is going to be attracted.
Yes.
To you, to me, to you, to everybody.
Exactly. And whether we like it or not, whether it's correct or not, we all have these, you know, these cultural influences in our life. Like, for example, and I'm about to tell you guys something about me that might seem cringy and you might look at me differently. But my grandfather was a Klansman. The first political event that I ever went to was a David Duke rally.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it took me a long time to get away from those to stop being susceptible to these racial tendencies. And I think if I hadn't joined the military, then I wouldn't have. But
interesting.
Yeah. But just being in that culture for so long, it becomes a lifestyle.
It's indoctrination.
I literally just picked up my mic, Jim. So what? Because guess what? You've learned and you've moved above, beyond, and surpassed all that.
Yes,
so,
which is why I defended Dr. Seuss tooth and nail and was so upset when people were just battering him about his racist drawings. It really bothered me.
Right, and so what? And you know what? You and I love what you said. What you said is. I'm attracted to women that have vaginas, and guess what? I could very easily be attracted to a trans woman. Like there's no, like, I don't have this like a fear, this fear of this thing of being attracted. Like I don't understand it. Like,
I do. I'm definitely scared of penises entering me. I'll be honest.
That's so awesome, though. But that's a side note.
I just think it's amazing that he even shared that
like
with us.
like dildo, butt plug, beads. That's cool, but like flesh and blood penis.
Okay, but for me, has it happened? No, I'll be honest. No, it hasn't happened. But I don't like.
What about a finger?
No, I don't have a fear there. There's not this like. Oh shit! What the fuck's gonna happen? What like any of that to where we push people away from us because we don't see it the way we see it, and they don't view things the way we view them.
Right. And often we don't take that into consideration as well. Like we're just like, oh well, they don't see my point of view. It's like, well, no, maybe you don't see theirs.
Exactly.
It goes
exactly.
And I will say in defense. Oh, my joke. I saw someone talk about MacBook there. My MacBook Pro, it dual boots and Windows, so I like to say my laptop goes both ways.
Oh wow.
I keep on I give jokes and I make myself lose my train of thought. It's been
but a walking meme.
A walking memesters. I'd like to relate to you. I've said this often, and I've stopped talking with them past year. Ever since the Trump got fade away, I've been going on poll less. But what forged most of my political identity is I've spent a decade on. Do you know what the politically incorrect board on 4chan is?
I don't know what 4chan is.
You don't know what 4chan is? Oh, I almost shouldn't tell you.
I know what it is, Amy. I mean, I've been there before.
Do you know what that really?
I used to be on, SP like sports and TV all the time. Those two boards.
See, that's the good thing about being a racist Pentecostal is we didn't get online and that shit. So
well, Stormfront specifically targeted 4chan and Reddit, and they were less successful on Reddit, and they were a little bit more successful on
a specific board on 4chan.
Was it
I can't believe he hasn't been on 4chan.
Was it just like propaganda or what?
Yes, it's a highly National Socialist board.
Gotcha.
Like they call it the Holohoax. They speak in a lot of Yiddish.
Kind of like a Trump thread, like it's just like one big long Trump thread.
It's kind of where the alt-right is from.
I say that it is where the alt-right is from. It's where QAnon's from. I'm called an Anon. I am an Anon because
it's the proto Q.
It is the pro because
Amy,
anonymous.
If I can actually,
sure, we'll just say an anonymous is someone who isn't, or an Anon is someone someone who's surfing 4chan because you don't use names like on Reddit and a lot of other boards.
Interesting.
And so you call yourself an Anon. I guess I'm a Tran or I'm a Fem Anon.
So what is the Q?
The Q is new. This whole Q thing, Q is literally someone, he's almost breaking 4chan's laws. You're not supposed to be a trip fag. You're not supposed to have a trip code.
It's actually the textual source of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. So
I mean, Q is supposed to be thus someone who is speaking semi-anonymously on 4chan or on boards like it, and he is giving messages on supposedly he either an FBI or an informant.
So
he's someone inside. Yeah.
Yeah, Amy, if I can actually just say it, because this is going to bug me, but
no, absolutely.
QAnon actually comes from an offshoot of 4chan called
8chan. 8chan. Yeah, that does.
There's 8chan. Is there 2chan?
When Gamergate happened on 4chan, they made the like admin there. He made an explicit rule saying that you couldn't post about Gamergate on there.
I'm too young to be a boomer. I have no fucking clue what you're talking about.
Oh wow!
This is the dark web stuff.
Yeah, it's just a second board that came off there. You don't know about that either?
Is that what George Bush got in trouble over? Or?
But I said if it wasn't for 4chan, Trump wouldn't have won.
That was Watergate.
That Trump was their boy. Like you have to create. I said this on 4chan. The threads almost a good portion of them are archived, but majority of them are deleted. Like after. Yeah, and
like because of the content.
Yeah, probably, but that's just how 4chan works.
Every post gets deleted eventually.
Within no post is longer than a day. So that sounds silly, but you just get used to it. But this is how dedicated the poll was for Trump. Is every day someone would make a new Trump general. So every day someone would wake up and create a new Trump thread every day of his election. They're probably still go on poll right now. Have Trump thread.
I just noticed that Jessel Drace asked if I read Tim Callahan's Bible prophecy, failure or fulfillment.
No, say what you're gonna say.
I was going to say, I have read it, and I've read his The Secret Origins of the Bible. I don't think they're the greatest, but they're not terrible.
Oz is getting ready to leave us. Oz, you.
No, in fact, I would say I was smiling because I always, once it starts getting interested and we get into all these other topics, we could probably go for another hour or two. But I think it's woohoo! I think it's actually been a fun Bible study, and actually, I think it's about time for us to move into our.
You're going to become Carrot Top.
Going to become Carrot Top. And then we just have this over here. That's not good enough. What about this over here? Okay, we're going. It almost kills me because my props are so stupid. His props are like highly detailed, and he throws them away like they're burners. It's almost painful. And then people make fun of him because they're like, silly fucking prop comic. Do you even spend time on your stuff? I'm like, oh my God, how much effort do you put into this just to get
like a rubber chicken in a choker
by other comedians? Yeah, I know. Exactly. Shout out to Carrot Top, who's become sexy recently, which is also awkward. But
shout out to Carrot Top. He did steroids when he should have just got a haircut.
Is that what he did? And okay, Atheist Junior, we have been Skeptic Bible studying on iTablet.
I hope you had fun. And where can people find you? What are your last thoughts?
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't Carrot Top ripped now?
Yeah,
He's like-
exactly.
Yeah. No. Well, I have a YouTube channel. Actually, Jim, if you go to my channel, I have a video on it has kind of an explanation of what QAnon is. So, or there's a lot of good
no
videos.
offense to you at all, but I honestly could care less to know anything about any of them.
It is your brain melting. I understand.
Okay. Yeah, but I'm on YouTube and Twitter. And
well,
yeah,
what's your
like I
YouTube
said,
channel?
It's Atheist Junior.
Just youtube.com/atheist junior.
Yeah. And I'm sporting the new avatar that Peter made for me. And he made me a whole new intro for my channel. That's pretty awesome.
Okay, he's got 143 subscribers. Let's get him to 200.
Yeah, it's been going up a lot, at least recently. Oh yeah, here it is.
And you did say you wanted to show this, right?
I added the music at the end, but yeah, he made this intro.
You know what? I'm gonna redo it just to make sure I have your music because I don't.
Do it with sound.
Yes, gotta do the double tap. Those damn zombies.
Junior. It's cash money.
Oh, so you got Lil Wayne. You got Lil Wayne.
Woohoo!
Yeah. I added that part.
So go not only check out Atheist Junior's channel, check out his debate on Friday, and I think we're working it out. So an after show review / fun time is actually going to be happening on that topic on Saturday.
That will be awesome.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. I wanted to do that on Saturday so people have a chance to actually watch the debate,
8 p.m. Eastern, right?
Yeah.
Standing for Truth, which is not really an accurate name, but we love him anyway.
Yeah.
I gotta love those names. Sometimes, I think they were talking about that on John's channel the other day. I think it was a Christian too that was giving him shit. Actually, or was it Dan? I think it was Danny. Danny was talking about how, and I kind of agree with Danny. It's just those names where it always has like reality, truth seeker. It's always like we get it. You seek truth. Okay.
Or my favorite is rational.
Rational, exactly. So you put the word there. So now everything I said's kosher. Goes right through.
It's all logical.
I'm just waiting for somebody. I start a channel called Not My Sky Daddy.
Thanks for having me on, Amy.
That. Absolutely, it was good to have you on, Atheist Junior.
Okay, see you guys later. If I could, before you leave, if I could just, if I were still a Christian and you would have asked me your question about the babies, I would have just said that God would have made it so that, because I guess the pain comes from stretching because the head is passing through. So God just would have made it so that area would stretch without pain. It would be, it would just be like stretching your arm. It wouldn't hurt at all. But that woman listened to that snake, so God said, now it's going to hurt. Praise God.
What if before that, like, women just laid eggs?
Or people had tiny heads.
No, he did take the snake's legs away.
So magic is your answer, basically.
Exactly. That's what I would have said if I was a Christian.
Magical vaginas.
Re-engineered,
and that's where we'll end.
Yeah.
Magical vaginas. Introduced by Little Wayne.
They're mystical. Then you see somebody just like pulling like a floor lamp out and like some carpet and it's like, is that Mary Poppins vagina? What is this?
Well, I can't top that, so I'm just going to quit while I'm ahead.
On the inside.
See you guys.
Go see Little Pee-Pee. Magical Vagina on Little Pee-Pee channel. Praise God.
Hey, John, once again, we say everything on this channel. We say to people's faces because we love them. So we're just speaking truths here. So you can come on here, won't mute. Get Darth, baby. Leave that Discord server. Get your butt on here. I'll come to your Discord back.
You want me to leave then?
Yeah.
He hates me. He hates me.
Oh, really? He does.
Yeah.
I have yet to have
just
the
have to put up with
conversation.
you.
All I know is that precepts seem to annoy the frig out of atheists for good reason, and they make me giddy. I can't get enough of them, and so I really want to talk with Darth. I can imagine why both Oz and Randolph, both of them, because of their personalities. They're not here to take punches. They're just here to ask questions, and so they ask questions, both of them, because that's what was happening last night. It was just Oz and Randolph nicely asking questions.
I've got my fucking script, Amy. Fuck you.
And last night proved that the proof was in the pudding.
The precept arguments make me crazy, and I go ballistic in these debates because there's not a single presuppositional apologist who's making these cases that doesn't already know that they've been answered before, and that he's not the first one asking this, and they already know the answers to these questions, and yet they continue to ask them.
Sir, why is it bad to molest children? Why would that be bad under your worldview, sir? Sir? No, we're not debating the flood, sir. Why is it bad to rape kids?
Oh my gosh,
Amy, whether it's you or anybody's channel, if now I've had 7 on YouTube, not Discord, but on YouTube. 7 total, but 5 on YouTube. 5 encounters with Darth, and within 7 to 9 minutes has rage quit every single time.
I assume
he's probably not going to be around.
Because Seitan Bruggenkate to rage quit once. That was nice.
Really? These presuppers, do you know what I find funny is here's how they go in my head. They're like, oh man, these fucking philosophical arguments. They're so great. I'm going to get them. And then what happens is they go out in the real world and they do all this and they're like, God damn it. And they go back to their Christian friends and they're like, why don't they like me? Why could you guys go on the channel and like drink beer and have a good time? Why did I go on the channel and everyone get mad? And they're like, I don't know, Darth.
And the thing is that there are thousands of rational Christians who are looking at precepts and they're like, why are you doing this? Like, you are not converting anybody. Like, there's not a single person in the history of Christianity who heard a precept argument and was like, yeah, that makes sense. I think I'll be Christian now.
How do you know anything, Jim? 1 + 1 = 2 = Jesus. Praise God.
Amy and James and Jim, there's a reason within the last 2 weeks I've changed my profile picture to a shark. Because it has nothing to do with Shark Week. It's because I just circle in the waters.
Just looking for blood.
And as soon as I see the precept shit come up, I pick my spots. And because when it comes to that particular argument and that way of trying to attack, if that's what you want to call it, the God belief, there's nothing new under the sun. S-O-N, not S-U-N.
I'm a nice shark, not a mindless eating machine.
Have you talked to Mr. Batman, Oz?
Yes, I have. Oh, yes, I have.
If I am to change this image, I must first change myself. Fish are friends, not food.
And guess what a shark, especially a great white, does? Guess what a great white? It swims and it eats, and it swims and it eats, and it swims and it eats. That is its existence, right?
As opposed to other water dwelling creatures.
Yeah, it just swims and eats, and it swims and eats, and it swims and eats, and that's what and it's it's the predator. It's the predator, and it waits for the prey to pop its head up, and that's where I've positioned myself at this point.
Those blood detection skills are uncanny.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is you found prey, and
Hi, presuppositionalist apologetics.
You got some
How are
Mr.
you
Batman
doing?
in your
No,
mouth.
what he's saying is
I
that if
know.
you pray enough, that good things will come.
Yes.
Kinky.
Well, and just like, and I know it was not intentional tonight, but the way even the overlay is presented, well, until we went to that, once the screen drops back down without the comment, look, the mic's in my mouth. Mic is in my mouth. The mic is in my mouth.
No, I wasn't going to have you respond. I just like to show it, but you're right. I probably should have it down.
Eat it
Well,
all.
no, pop it back up. I was being a smartass.
Oh.
Will's my dude.
Oh, as I show my own comment.
Wait, Oz debates DD. Where did I watch that? Oz. Will, I'll get you. I'll get you. I have like probably 4 or 5, 6 links I can send you where Darth Dawkins rage quits within 7 minutes, maybe.
Are those videos posted, or do you have them?
Tom Rabbit's channel.
Well, that's the thing. I can't believe Tom Rabbit hasn't posted any of them because there's been 5, anywhere from 5 to 7 interactions I've had with him within 7 minutes that I've timed. Within 7 minutes, he rage quits, and not one of them have been fucking posted. So, and I love Tom Rabbit, and he comes in our chat, and I'm like, where's my shit? Like,
yeah.
How does Darth let him in there? I feel like if you got trolled,
he must go incognito.
Tom wants him in there. It's content. It's
Darth wants him in?
Or do you mean Darth wants in there? Yeah, I guess any good follows the line of any attention is good attention.
Well, where are they on? So they on Tart?
Well, Darth is going through this period of irrelevancy where he got kicked out of his server for a while, and like he was irrelevant for a while. He kind of just dropped off the face of the earth, and now he's like, scratching on every door that he can. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I muted you before, but I'll talk to you again because I have no other choice."
And maybe I fell into that that timescape, but just last night or the night before, like I was on a Christian's, I was on a theist channel, and he rage quit. So there's no getting away from that happened.
Well, there's a lot of Christians that don't like him.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, once again, going back to I think a topic I talked about earlier, they're the politically correct version. They are trying not to offend, and their attempts to not offend and cover up all their bullshit is highly offensive. And they go, "What do you mean? We didn't even say God." I know we spent 30 minutes talking in a circle. So do you want to defend your God? God,
John was last night.
We don't talk about God.
Like we're talking about general theism.
Like who knew that was that guy? Who knew?
This words on the pages.
Officer Scooby. We don't know what to do.
We had to come from somewhere, Amy, right?
And so they come off dishonest. That's why no one likes them, because they're, once again, Darth, your attempts to come off as this philosophical, how should I say,
intellectual.
What's your foundation for your moral understanding, man?
It's going through a philosophy 101 course. It's trying to sound as technical as possible.
For philosophy for dummies.
In the skeptic community and atheist community know what you're talking about, so we pull it apart. What I think they like to do, someone has said before, is they kind of like, speaking of a shark analogy, they kind of like to draw in smaller fish. They like to draw in the kind of like, not the the happy-go-luckier atheist. I hate to say it like that, but just hey guys, how are you doing? I just found this channel. How are you? Who are you? Darth? Oh, nice Dunkin' Donuts cup. And then they're just like, that's nice. So you're ultimate and you're everything. And how do you even know you're a brain in a vat? And they just want to record the script.
Well, I think that the most brilliant tactic that precepts use is that they put their presupposition out in front. They put it on a pedestal. They put spotlights on it, and they put it right in front of you. And then they say, "Okay, now tell me about yours." You know, and like they make it seem like theirs is valid, but yours is not.
What they do is they basically create a shrine, and they say, "I have my shrine,
and it's untouchable."
Shrine?
Yeah,
and
you
when
can't touch it. This is holy.
Yeah, holy. That's why I mean, it's similar, but that's what drives me with the kalam. That and special pleading. I shouldn't have brought that up. I'm just getting into
The kalam is
but it's just,
garbage.
but it's similar to presup things. It's just presupposing things, and just I don't know what that gets us.
It gets you to deism.
Sorry. I shouldn't have even.
Were those
talking about annoying arguments?
Are they on Tart?
Kalam. Don't get me started with Kalam.
Are they on Tart? Your Mr. or Darth Dawkins tapes?
No, I'll have to piece them together because they're on. There's only one original one from Darth with Tart, but my other ones have been one-on-one experiences that I have recorded. I'll just have to send you the links or
okay.
Yeah, the videos on that. But
do you want to start doing outros, Amy? I know it's getting late.
Yes. And okay, Jim, you're actually up next. That's fantastic timing. So, Jim, we have been Skeptic Bible Study. Oh, excuse me. Hello, Gatorade. Bible studying on iTablet, as well as a whole bunch of fun theological arguments. I hope you had a good time. And where can people find you? And what are your final thoughts?
Absolutely. I would like to thank Amy Newman so much for having me on her channel on this Skeptic Bible study. Even though we didn't get to speak about the topic, I did get to speak about other things like penises and vaginas. And if you would like to see me talk about things that are not penises and vaginas, but maybe stuff more biblical study related,
why would you want to talk about anything else?
Right. That's true. Well, if you get burnout, you can just swing by my channel, youtube.com/Jim Majors. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm really active on Twitter. My handle is @TheJimMajors. Or you can follow me in person if you can find where I live.
Woohoo! Well, thank you so very much, Jim.
Thank
and
you.
I can appreciate that. I can't help it. He left on a finisher. The comedian in me is like glowing right now. Okay. Moving right along. Oz, we have been Skeptic Bible Studying on iTablet, as well as one or two, let's just say, less than stellar theological arguments. I hope you had a fun time. Where can people find you, and what are your final thoughts?
First of all, thanks for having me on again, Amy and James. And Jim Majors, I would love to team up with you, and even with Dr. Josh. Dr. Josh is my homeboy, and I'd love to talk to you guys. But with what happened the other night, I'm going to make the professional decision to be classy and just say, don't believe everything you hear on the YouTubes, and don't believe everything that you find out on the Googles. Do your research and then consult people that are professionals or have insight and education in that field. Then,
what are we talking about?
Then form your opinion. No. I'm talking about shit that
the Daniel debate.
No. I was talking about what was said by what's his name? I forgot. That's how irrelevant he is to me.
Oh, got you. Yeah, I was like, yeah, okay, sorry.
No, you're good. What was the name from last night?
John Maddox, logical problem possible.
That's how irrelevant he is. Anything like guys like John Maddox, people like that. Like throw that shit out the window, because you have to be able to align it with actual studies and find the evidence and find how relevant their arguments are. And then when you do that, you'll find out that it's bullshit and leave it at the door. Leave it at the door. That's all I have to say. But no, Jim Majors, you and Dr. Josh, I would love to have you guys on and have a great episode.
Thank you so much. I'd be happy to come on.
Thank you.
Mute? You're on mute, Amy.
Well, thank you guys so very much. I meant to do. I was testing myself.
Always.
And don't forget to check out tart.live right down below. And okay, James, let's land the plane. We have been Skeptic Bible studying.
2-car garage.
2 scoops of car. On
we had
iTablet.
Some, amazing Bible verses, an amazing couple chapters, just riveting content. So you can, if you didn't get to see it, go back to the beginning, watch all that. It's wonderful. And then we had some great guys on. We had Atheist Junior, we had Oz, we got Jim Majors. What an amazing group of people. And yeah, so we will be back very shortly. We'll figure out exactly when, but thanks for joining us tonight, guys.
Woohoo!
And praise God. Always.
And all right.
We should all only stop
the
praising
Jesus.
God long enough to eat, sleep, and breathe. That's it.
And okay, I hope you all had a fun time on this episode of Skeptic Bible Study iTablet, where Moses got a shiny brand new set of tablets, learned how to keep the Sabbath, and figured out that God has a really long Amazon wish list.
A long wish list? I thought you were going to say something else.
Woo, oh, baby. Well, I'm a little bit more skeptical in that area, judging on how he acts and the way that he kind of needs praise, how he seems to get a little nervous
with his finger.
And, yeah.
Well, it's actually really convenient. You can just look through the firmament and right up his skirt and just right.
Oh my!
His back parts. Ooh, Moses got to see his back parts.
Oh my Yahweh! And okay, I want to thank
parts look like his front parts.
They kept that book out of the Bible. That one was a little bit sticky. And okay, I want to thank James W. with our guest hosts Oz, Jim Majors, and Atheist Junior, along with all the lovely people in chat and our awesome mods who make this stream so great. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that off button icon so you can be part of our live streams for YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. And if you'd like to make more fun content, feel free to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Amy Newman. I'm Amy Newman, and I'll see you all on the next episode of Skeptic Ball Z.
Praise nipples.
Our God is an awesome God.